Go now.
Do not. Do not. I don't really know how this is starting, but we're already crooked already.
New Year's resolution.
Shrek is in his chair just riding around like crazy. Huh? All right, guys, welcome to the 2021 final show of the Livewell for the year. This is the New Year's resolutions for 2022. And there you go. We're still working on it. It's been a long day here at the store, so you guys have patience with us. But again, welcome to the Livewell at Fish, North Georgia. We hope you had get me centered right there, Paul. Here we go.
No, man,
yeah.
I've always got you a little
You always got me a little bit centered. We hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and again, we hope you have a safe New Year's that's coming up, and always appreciate you spending your time with us tonight. Those of you that are here, Peter P., let's go Brandon, absolutely. John, hello. Ron Swinford, good evening from a gloomy Rome, Georgia, and absolutely. And David Newcomb, my Vols got robbed. I watched most of that game. I did not catch the final. Look at my hair. Boy, I'm going bald. I did not catch the final quarter, so undoubtedly you guys lost. And Nathan Dung, what's up? Happy New Year. Again, that's what we want to say. Happy New Year's to all of you guys. And I'm going to take care of the business aspect of this show first and get all this stuff out of the way. But we're going to talk about our 2022 resolutions that we're going to be making for it can be fishing. Pretty much that's what we're going to be talking about. But any resolution you guys want to Brian, you're in Savannah. Hey, man, what's going on, Harold Grizzle? Hey to you. But any resolution you guys want to put out there, we will definitely talk to you about it. And John, look at that fancy fireplace. Yeah, we do what we can to look real fancy right here. But let me take care of the business first, and then we're going to get to the fun, okay? So, again, if you're watching this at a later date, not live today, we appreciate you as well. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe tab. And while you're at it, click the notifications icon so that you'll always be notified when we drop another episode or video. And, again, you can always join us on the Facebook page at Fish North Georgia or the Fish North Georgia group page. And I've got a couple little stats that I want to give you guys here in a second when I read some of this stuff off that I found to be pretty impressive. You can follow us on Instagram at Fish North Georgia and on Twitter at Fish North GA. We also have a True Grit Tackle page, and again on Instagram and Twitter at True Grit Tackle. So, are you good now, big boy? You good? All right, Ryan's good. So, tonight's episode is brought to you by the Georgia Kayak Fishing League, and we'd like to announce that True Grit Tackle and has partnered with them and will be the official jig brand of the. And I'm gonna murder this because I'm not really good. The GKFL. So we look forward to their success and appreciate our partnership with them going forward in 2022. And over the coming weeks, we're going to announce some more details with that to everyone and their members. But I'm pretty sure I didn't ask Josh if they've got a Facebook group page or Facebook page, but I'm sure you can go follow them there.
We do.
Do they? Oh, that's right, Paul. You're part of that, right?
I'm a member, yes.
You are. That's right. So good. So there you go. So if Paul is a member of anything, it has brought some class to it and some respect to it because Paul Coonan he's the man. And we appreciate the hard work you do here. I'm not going to pump the brakes. We appreciate the work you do here. So let's read a couple of things right here. We also want to take a moment to make sure that we tell you about Jimbo's Southern Fishing Expo coming up in January. Friday the 14th, Saturday the 15th, and Sunday the 16th at Lanier Conference Center. That Friday night, we're going to be broadcasting the episode of the Livewell live. From that, we did it last year. It was a 4-hour episode, and those 4 hours go by very fast. We bring in vendors, and Beasley, did we put you on the air last year? I know that's where we first met you, right?
No, I just came to say hi. I think
you came to say hi. You know, you wanted to see your your hero right here, and so you came by. And but again, it's a fun time, and so we're also going to have a booth there as well, selling our products and stuff like that. But we want you guys to come by and just hang out with us. We always like, especially if you're a viewer, we like to put a face with a screen name and stuff like that. So I actually got my first stalker at Jimbo's show 2 years ago. So the guy come up and he was telling me how much he loved our podcast and how much he liked us, and he'd go back and forth and he'd come back, and I forget the guy's name, but I went to the bathroom. I mean, I'm at the urinal, and I look up, and the guy's right beside me, and I'm like, okay, man. But so if you want to come hang out in the bathroom in the urinal beside me, you can do that, you know. But it's going to be a good time. He's got a lot of great vendors there, and he's got classes that he actually posted that you can take. A lot of good stuff. I saw some sonar stuff. Some of them cost, some of them are free. I know Jesse Millsaps with the Georgia High School Fishing, they're going to have a booth exactly right beside us. And, for you high schoolers, he's going to be talking about making the transition from high school fishing to the next level and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Tickets are $10 at the door. Paul, Ryan, you going to be there?
I'll be signing autographs.
Ryan's going to be signing autographs. Paul, you going to come to that?
Yeah, I'll be handing Ryan fresh Sharpies.
Fresh Sharpie. So there you go. So if you want to come hang out with us.
Glamour shot out.
Your glamour shot. Is that the one with you sitting like George from Seinfeld on the boat with your legs and all that nice and pretty? So anyway, we really want you guys to come hang out with us. We want you to see all the vendors. He's got a lot of great vendors, but of course, we're going to be the main attraction. All right, so you guys come hang out with us and talk. And at some point Saturday, we're actually going to go live again at some point. But a lot of guys came by, and they're just saying hey and all that, and I'll grab you and put you on, and we'll put you on the mic. So you might end up on an episode of the Livewell. So it's pretty cool like that.
No one will show up.
And no one will show up. But that's okay, too, But no, actually, we want you to come. And so anyway, that's January 14th, 15th, and 16th. Now, here's another one, all right? We're also going to be taking part, Fish North Georgia and True Grit Tackle, in the Noe Outdoor Fishing Expo, brought to you by Miracle Mist. It's going to be held February 18th through the 20th at the Clarence Brown Conference Center. I believe is that in Cartersville? I didn't check that out. I think that's in Cartersville. Carl will have to. I've never been there, and that's going to be pretty cool. But we're basically going to be doing the same thing. That Friday night, we're going to be doing an episode of the Livewell as well. And I know that Carl is committed to putting on committed to putting on a quality expo. And again, all of our viewers and followers up there in that area, we look forward to meeting you as well. And I want to take a second to clear up some confusion from last week's show. I made this statement. I had a person ask if we were going to be there towards the end of the show, and I said, no, go back and view. In my notes, I had written that we're not going to do the East Tennessee show for several reasons. And, of course, the party before the show kind of got me to overlooking stuff like that. I missed a few notes, and I didn't read it up. So I was supposed to tell you about us not doing the East Tennessee show and why. I forgot to, and somebody had asked me if we were going to be doing Carl's show, and I didn't know that it was that far. We actually have a month in between the two shows. So we're definitely going to be there. Carl and I have talked, and we look forward to that. And he's got a lot of great vendors as well. There'll be – what are you doing there, buddy? Okay, so there'll be a list, I'm sure, coming out, and we're going to start putting it on the Fish North Georgia group page for both of these expos. So if you're interested in coming out and hanging out with us, just come by. Of course, we always would love you to buy some of our products like that. But, again, if you know us and you know how we are, we like to talk. We're going to be the loudest vendors, if nothing else, and probably the best looking. Wouldn't you say so?
I'll be there signing autographs.
You'll be there signing autographs there at the Noe Fishing Expo as well. So come see us at both. Check out all the other vendors, give them some love. But we know you're going to end up migrating to us, before it's over with. And, again, I don't know about going live there on Saturday or Sunday, but we might. Who knows? So I definitely will be talking to Carl about it and see. But that's two great events in January and February that we're going to be at, and we want you guys to come and join us, and it ought to be a good time. And so a couple more things real quick. This is something that I was talking to Beasley and Sal about, and I'll introduce everybody here in a second up above, but I want to thank everybody for following our Fish North Georgia group page. And here's why. We had a gentleman come in yesterday that was talking about his page, and he goes, I had 4,000 views on my page last month. And to be quite honest, we have never, ever looked on the Fish North Georgia group page to see how many viewers we had. And when we did, it was kind of like, it was real eye-opening. So I want to give you these numbers. Since January 1st to the end of the day yesterday, the Fish North Georgia group page had over 809,000 views. And in December alone, we've had almost 103,000 views. So, guys, even if they're not members, we got 6.1 thousand followers, but even if they're not a follower of the page, people are looking at what you guys are posting. And the Fish North Georgia group page is all about you guys. You guys post your catch, stuff like that. Guides post what they're catching on. But people are actually paying attention to what you're doing. And to be honest, without you, that page is non-existent. And so I want to definitely thank you. That is, without you guys, nobody's tuning in to see me. So, and it's awesome. And, we expect continued growth in 2022. And so,
You going to double it?
it's a lofty goal, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
But you think about when I saw, and I just pulled up the month, and it was like in December, and this was the day before yesterday. It was 103,000, almost 103,000 views, and I was like, good grief.
That's amazing.
It is
awesome.
amazing, considering a couple
awesome.
yahoos from Dawson County can set up a Facebook page and people actually show up. So I was hoping Danny would wear a tux and a top hat tonight. Don't own one, but I probably would look good, and I could pull it off right there. So I could. No duck faces. Exactly. Listen, there's still a couple of you guys that I noticed even this week when you're posting the pictures of your fish. You still got the duck lips and you still got your tongue hanging out like a bunch of teenage girls. You guys need to stop that now. That was from last week's show and our airing of grievances. So tonight's a little bit different. We're going to transition, and we want you to we definitely want you to participate because this is kind of pretty cool. So tonight's episode is our second New Year's resolutions episode. If you go back on the YouTube channel, we did a show last year where we talked about all these things we wanted to do, and to be quite honest, we stunk at it. We didn't hardly do anything that we had talked about, and that's kind of a shame. So Paul has already said that he's going to mark down this episode, and we're going to revisit it at the end of 2022 and see what we actually got accomplished. So tonight's episode is about what you guys did.
That's your invitation for next New Year's.
Okay,
right,
so yeah, you
sounds
want to
good.
come back next New Year's?
I'll come
I'll
back.
go ahead and put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll definitely do that. So what we want to tell you guys is this. In the comment section, you guys are free to tell us what you did not do well in 2022, how you want to improve in 2022. And granted, listen, it's about fishing, but tonight, again, it's all about what you guys want to do. If you guys want to talk about it in your personal life, whatever, your goals, again, it's something that we can finally, we're going to get it on video, and we're going to go back next year, and we're going to look back, and if you're still one of the guys watching, we're going to call you out on it if you didn't do it. So if you want to lose weight, that's great. If you want to do whatever, okay, that's fine. So let me go ahead and introduce everybody. To my left is my left-hand man right here, Mr. Ryan, the best jig man in America, Sheffield. How are you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful.
How was Chattanooga? You spent a couple of nights up there with your wife and everything?
I didn't even go to Chattanooga, but that's okay.
What the hell was it?
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge. You was in Tennessee. You've been in Tennessee one place. You've been to all of it. So there you go. So how was I noticed on the page you posted pictures of the aquarium.
Too many people.
Too many people. Too crowded.
Oh, it was like a damn nightmare.
Yeah, I know. It was
How
bad.
many
wasn't it?
people were there? It was ridiculous.
Was your wife happy?
She was happy.
Okay, that's all that matters. It don't matter. You had to do what you had to do to make your wife happy.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing for you. Of course, we got CTBs over there in the house, trying to grow that beard out, but we noticed he's got to work on it from the front a little bit.
Hey man, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, but right now you
It's
look
getting
really
there.
Amish.
It's getting there.
You look
Hey,
really Amish. Like you need to pull up here in a horse and in a wagon.
Maybe.
Maybe, but
shunning fancy things.
you look
like
good.
electricity.
Can I
And,
pull a boat with a horse?
Sure.
Sure,
I mean,
you can.
I
Why
could-
can't
I
you
could
pull?
try.
I don't know about backing it down the ramp
Oh,
and everything.
God.
That would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, and of course, our guest of honor tonight is Mr. Sal Pinto. He's been on here, but it's been a long time.
It has been a long time. Thank you for having me back.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
Happy New Year,
one
everybody.
one of the better guys to come on the show. I know that we attract a low class of guys normally right here, but Sal is one of the good guys. Works in the medical field, which of course you're always busy with that. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
especially
Yes.
with the way things are. I know it's been tough for you the last 18 months, but
We do it for the patients.
you do it, and we appreciate
for the
what
people.
we do. Well, ain't that great? We appreciate what you do. And do you know that this was the last weekend Dollywood's going to be open until March? I did not know that,
Good
Mr.
for
Allen.
me.
Mr. Allen Pruitt told me that.
Good for
Um,
me.
What's the best way to describe you? Because I know you still got your sponsors and stuff like that
Yeah.
you want to kind of give them a shout out real
Yeah.
quick before I forget.
Well, first and foremost, Beaver Toyota. I mean, they've been the best all around. iRods, X Zone lures, Picasso lures, Gill.
Mhm.
They're they just help make the hobby a little less expensive. Silver Star
Absolutely.
Productions,
Yeah.
a gentleman I work with, has a DJ service, so he's got DJs all over the area that just
Paul, that's what we
karaoke.
need in here. We need to do karaoke one night live on the show. But
Wow.
we need to do a karaoke
You're looking at the
episode.
winner right here.
Huh? Is that a good one?
Winner.
You would win.
I would win.
I don't
You
know
would
what you're
win.
talking about. I'm great at singing. Everybody's seen it.
Shit.
Oh, that would be so
You
bad.
know that
You're not on the book.
you're
I
not.
would
He
not.
doesn't even know the words to Guns N' Roses' "Sweet Child of Mine."
Oh, sweet
It-
child
it was
of
bad.
mine.
That's how he sung. It was
It
the
was
gosh
bad.
awfulest thing I've ever watched in my life.
I don't know the words.
Got a couple of comments I want to read. Walton Doyle, excited that Fish North Georgia became friends in 2021. Excited to see what comes from y'all in 2022. Listen, Walton, I enjoy every single time you come up here. Good guy, dude, and I'm telling you, we appreciate the comment. And
Just saying.
just saying.
Paying to see Fish North Georgia.
Oh, did we get somebody's actually going to pay to see?
man.
That might be a Patreon episode or something like that.
Monetize that, baby.
What is that?
Yeah,
OnlyFans? We need an OnlyFans. Would you sing in your drawers?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. We might do that episode. I don't think you'll be here for that, will you, Sal?
I will show up. I will not sing,
You will not sing.
but I will support the show.
Would
and
you
it'll
show
be a
up
lot
in
of
your
fun.
underwear?
Oh my.
Can I?
Bees don't
can
wear
I,
any, so
can I
it doesn't
choose the
matter.
What
underwear?
are you talking about?
Huh?
Can I choose the underwear?
I'll sing
You can
Madonna.
choose the underwear.
I'll
So
sing
we're not, we're
I
not
would-
talking
I'll
like
sing
banana
Madonna
hammocks
in
or
my
anything like
underwear.
that, right?
You
I'll
would
sing
sing-
Material Girl.
You would sing "Material Girl"
Oh, my
in your underwear. That is Emmy.
Material world.
That is Emmy award winning right there.
I'm just a material girl living in the material world.
We could end the show right now on that, and I would be totally satisfied right there. So, scroll up just a little bit, a couple right there, Paul. I seen a few things right there, couple of good ones right there. I know going to the Classic in March, that's a good resolution right there. And let's see, live long enough to see
I'll be
Bill
there.
dance. Bill dance. That would be pretty cool. I think meeting Bill Dance would be all right, although I think Tennessee sucks. Other than that, Tennessee does suck. But, it's Bill Dance. So pull up Jeremiah's right there, too. Let's see what he's got to say.
Thankfully, no.
Are any of the resolutions that we're taking this year written down? You can do
I
it
wrote
right
down
now.
mine.
I wrote mine on the computer, but I erased my
Mine are in there
computer
in the notepad.
right after I do that. So, but you'll hear them. And what we're going to do, we're really going to try to keep them this year. Last year it was a good episode. We talked about stuff we'd like to do, and I don't think we did anything. I'd be honest with you. I don't think we accomplished. Did you accomplish one, Paul? You
I
think
don't remember.
you could make it up? Nobody would know the difference right now. So
Yeah, I think we did the catfish trip. I think that was.
we did do a catfish trip with
but we
Daryl.
didn't go noodling.
We didn't go. That's on my list. I
Man,
got that on my list again too.
I couldn't do that.
Leave
I
me
mean, I don't know.
I'll
I
take
guess
that-
I'll
we're
take
gonna
y'all
talk
to the
about that.
holes.
We're gonna talk.
I
Let's
know a bunch
let's
of
hit a
them.
couple more comments right there. How do we pronounce this? Is it EW?
He's Joe.
Joe. Just Joe.
Just Joe.
Joe who?
I said, I'm going to start that night we were there. I said, I'm just
Joe.
going to call you Joe. And he said, Joe is fine.
Because I don't know how in the hell to
We've been
pronounce
calling
his
him
name.
Joe ever since.
yeah.
EW2K. So whatever. Wish I could fish 55 different lakes this year, but my goal is to fish 55 days next year.
Wow.
That's doable.
Yeah.
how many days do you
55
guys want to
different
fish, or
lakes.
how
That's
many
a
different
lot of
bodies?
lakes.
Yeah,
How many
that
different
is-
bodies
that
of
is.
water do you want to fish next year? Listen, if you
Have to get a double digit.
double digits would be fine. If you want to get out of fishing, open up a fishing tackle store, because then you never have any time to go fishing. But to be honest, I can tell you the lakes I fished this year total would be probably, because I count the electric reservoirs, probably seven, maybe 8. How many lakes have you fished this year?
It probably really isn't all that much. Maybe 15.
Okay, that's still
15
pretty
di-
good,
yeah,
but good
15
amount.
different
Beasley don't
lakes.
fish nothing but Lanier, so you fished what, one lake this year? How many lakes you
Oh my
fished?
god.
Oh my God, that's what he always says.
Shoot. Okay, so I've been all around the north.
We're gonna skip you while you.
Okay,
you
let
calculate
me
in your
think
head.
here.
Let you think and all that.
The gears
Ryan,
gotta turn
what
real
about
quick.
you?
I only went to 8 this year.
8 this year, but the majority of us guys maybe fish 5 to 10 lakes. Don't count the rivers, but I mean if you did, well the river should count. But it's a different body of water. You kayakers are all over the world. You guys go everywhere. You do, so it's kind of impressive.
See, I went
you know,
to Lanier, Hartwell, Kiwi, Russell, Clark Hill, Oconee, Burton. Just two.
I didn't count. How many was that?
I think it's 8.
8. Okay, that's pretty
I
good.
did. Hey, I did 9. I don't want to hear about only Lanier.
9.
Yep,
But all I hear you talk about is Lanier.
because it's.
That's your home lake.
I didn't go where I wanted
There you
to
go.
go.
Dang.
I mean, that's where I'm learning.
I
right now.
saw Kevin Bolton had on there trying to. He's going to do the Nicorette gum. I guess to try to quit smoking. That is an admirable thing to do. I will say that my 2021 year, I got the COVID and started dipping again after 9 years. Probably not, my wife is not very happy with me, but I kind of enjoy it right there.
I'm a bad influence.
You are a bad. It's your fault. Start the new year fishing rather than being sick. Hey, that's a lot of people's stuff right there. Frank fished 6 lakes, but mainly Clark's Hill. Kayaking, not fishing, not catching. Hey, that's pretty good if you want to get out there and ride that kayak. Here's a cool one. To win at Lake Lanier as a BFL co-angler.
There you go.
That's a tough task.
What
That's
do
a
you
tough
think?
task.
All right, so let's concentrate on that and for just a second,
Yeah.
Sal, since you're on Lanier a lot. What would it take for a guy to win as a co-angler on Lake Lanier?
I mean, honestly, I think you got to come in with at least 8 or 9 each day. I mean, well, no, wait, it's a one day. Sorry.
Well, how would you fish that? I mean, you throwing a shaky head all day because that's the most consistent thing? That's what Bill Payne
Yep.
said in our podcast with him. If you want to be a co-angler, throw a shaky head out and just drag it all day. Let the other guy take you where you're going. Throw a shaky head. That's your most consistent, easiest way to catch fish as a co-angler. Don't worry about what he's doing.
Yep.
Throw a shaky head.
Yeah.
You would agree there, Beasley?
I don't know. I don't really fish coing there. I do want to though. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I want to get in the BFL coangler kind of things.
That's pretty
Learn
cool.
from some people.
What about you, Ryan?
What about the ABA 125? That's not.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that. I just want to learn from people. I mean, honestly.
Coangler?
As a co-angler, if you were going to be a co-angler and you wanted to win on Lanier, what would you do?
Depends upon time of year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's not make it complicated. Right now.
Well, right now, this moment.
Yeah, right now, if you're going to be a co-angler on Lake Lanier, what would you do?
If you were going to be a co-angler, if there was a BFL Saturday, one day, you would be good set to probably keep a shaky head,
Swim bait.
mini-me spinnerbait, and probably
There you go.
Depending upon kind of where your guy goes, a crankbait and a jerkbait on deck
Okay.
or on the back deck with you.
I feel
That's
like
good.
that.
I would probably focus strictly on that.
Okay.
I feel like that 3.8 kayak would do some
Just all-
work
I mean-
from the back of
Yeah,
a boat
they'll
because
get
you can
swallowed from the front.
you can just keep that thing.
Plus,
moving
all of a sudden, they
though.
quit biting it.
Okay.
What's
sure
up,
about
Stephen
that?
Barnett? I tell you
They
what,
didn't wanna
look at
eat
that.
it
It took
Sunday.
24 pounds to win the last BFL as a co-angler.
That's 2 days.
And it's a 2 days event.
This,
So that's still,
the February event. It'll probably take. I won't shock me to see the co-angler with 15 pounds, probably somewhere in that ballpark range.
that's still putting some fish in the boat.
Yeah,
That's
heck
still,
yeah.
There, wait a second. There are 5 fish, right?
Yeah.
Bass is 3 fish. That's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
there you
why
go.
I went that low.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
that was
Well, there you
crazy.
go.
I'm so sorry. I
No,
wasn't
that's
really paying
good.
attention.
Oh.
BFLs. So that's a 5 fish limit. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's going to be close to that 14, 15 range.
As
I
is
got
every
you.
single
Yeah.
year, in February, you
Yeah.
always see the co-angler somewhere between the 14 to 16 pound range.
There you
that
go.
wins.
And that's
a
hey,
good
that's
bag.
a good bag
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there.
And that's how I
I'm
vote.
happy about that kind of bag. Heck.
I saw several of the comments on up. A couple. I saw one just to be breathing at the end of 2022. That's always a good resolution. I saw one where it's talking about Jeremiah popped, on a 10-pound bass this year. That's a great resolution. And I've seen several comments about me not wearing a hat. All right, so it's just one of them days. Didn't wear the hat. Just ain't got it. I guess look at it. I'm all dressed like I'm going to church. So, but I guess I need to. I didn't realize that my forehead had gone back that far. So
Power alleys coming in.
Power Alley's coming in big time. So
Got the Jorge Soler Power Alley.
Jorge Soler Power Alleys. I like that. That's a good call right there. It's I don't wear underwear either. That's my New Year's resolution for 2022.
God.
I'm gonna go the whole year without putting on a pair of underwear.
Oh my god!
I don't wear them to work, Ryan. You know that, right? Huh? I think underwear is overrated.
I'm still.
There is nothing
you
between me and
just
you right
brought
here
up
except
something out of
just
my brain that
one-
just scarred my brain again.
There's nothing between us but just one sheet of material, Ryan. Are you comfortable with that? Beasley don't wear them. I mean, my
Yeah,
God, look at the way he
dude.
hangs
Oh
them.
my god.
Hey, listen, you guys have got to go. You got to free ball a little bit. You got to have some fun. Let the boys breathe. You've been holding them up too long. So, and if any women are in the audience that are watching this tonight or at a later date, these are my own opinions and not the opinions of Fish North Georgia and or its affiliates or anybody that we're associated
Definitely not
with.
its affiliate.
Yeah, seriously.
Or guests.
Seriously.
True Grit Tackle Company
Nobody would.
does not.
Weird flex, but okay.
Does
Man.
not promote the wearing of no underwear.
I'm telling you, I am free, boys. You just got to do it. You just definitely got to do it. Yeah, I'm free.
And if you go
So-
on a guide trip with me, I promise you, I got underwear on.
Is that a selling point?
I'm just letting you know.
You're the guy who wears underwear. You think Jimbo wears underwear?
I don't know.
I'm being honest.
I'm
You
just
think
throwing
Jimbo
that out
wears
there.
underwear?
I'm just throwing that out there. You get on the boat with me, I
gotta
promise
pay to
you,
find
I
out.
got.
You gotta
underwear.
pay. I bet
you
Harmon-
You don't have
listen,
to wonder.
I bet Harmon
Danny
doesn't
will
wear 'em.
never rub that off on me.
Huh?
Danny will never rub me free ball.
I'm not going to rub you.
out
Did
on
you
me.
hear what just come out of your mouth? Ryan, did you hear how you just said that?
Reword that, man.
Reword that
Play that
completely.
back.
Danny will
Play that
never.
back.
Sal is going to get up and leave the set.
I
here
will
quickly.
do.
Danny will never influence me to not wear underwear.
Okay, well there you go.
It. Much better
All
said.
right, so
Good
we
recovery.
so there must have been several people there right there that have consciences or something like that because they left the show. But for those of you that are hanging around, hanging around.
That Fish Lake Commandos show, that's what they're talking about.
Listen, if I could get enough viewers, I'd fish naked. How about you? The Naked Fishing Channel.
No.
Why?
There's a market for it.
There's a market, I guarantee you. Again, OnlyFans. All right. All right. Well, whatever, like that, you know.
don't even know
would if
what
Darcizzle
OnlyFans
was
is.
standing next to me. Do you know who she is? She's a big Instagram girl.
Yes, and I can't talk about her. You know, my wife watches this every once in a while.
Okay.
I understand who you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's your opinions on chicks in bathing suits holding up fish that they probably didn't catch? Now, I think she probably caught that, but let's be honest. You go on Instagram or something, there's always the chick in the bathing suit. She's holding up a fish. She don't even look like she's been fishing.
You can tell.
You can tell.
You can tell.
But, you know, they got a lot of followers.
Still works.
It still works. It is exactly great marketing.
It is. It is.
Ryan, would you put on a would you put on a bikini and hold a fish up for us?
No.
Beasley.
Beasley does
Okay.
on a regular basis. Just
Yeah.
follow his
It'd be
Facebook.
I mean,
only
it
hands.
depends, yeah,
That's
how-
right, George.
How many followers would I get off of this?
Well, let's just say-
got to grow my brand here.
If we,
You don't know until you try it.
well, we got, like I
That's
said,
true.
Yeah,
over
but
the
most
last
days-
year,
Paul, that's a good point.
we
Most
had
days
109
It looks like you're wearing a Speedo anyway. at
you
home.
do. I still see the dimples in your ass
Oh
when you
my
come
God.
here. We've had 809,000 views over the last year. So
Half of those would be
But
from my
you-
Speedo pick. Yes.
exactly. So if I want to
Especially
get
two
to
4-pound spots.
I will pay you right now $100 cash.
No,
If the next
for
time
$100. That's like a
$200.
day.
I'll pay. I'll pay
4
you.
fishing trips right there.
I'll pay you $200 cash. If the next time you go fish and you catch a couple of nice ones, put them in your live well.
Well,
put
I
a
need to catch
Speedo
the nice
on.
ones first.
Put a
That's the
Speedo on
problem.
and
I'll
hold
have
up
to
two
take
fish.
his fish or something.
Listen, son. Are you gonna take the bet or not?
No,
For
I'm not gonna wear
$200.
It's cold outside.
That's what they say, right? Here, listen,
That's what the human sweater's for.
that's exactly right. Let me tell you. See,
I think we need to ask the question here.
here's what we're going to do, Walton, and I have thought about this, and I want to get with Josh and Paul. I'd like to go back over actually the length of the podcast and pull out the funniest moments, and then just one Thursday night have a show that's nothing but the funniest
Oh,
moments of this show, because we've had quite a few of them. Let me tell you what my number one resolution for 2022 is, and I think if certain people are watching, they'll like this. My number one resolution is I'm going to build my own brush pile and then complain when I see anybody fishing over it.
There you go.
I'm going to build one in an electric-only reservoir, and I'm going to build one on Lake Lanier, and I'm going to get on here and I'm going to cry about it when I see guys fishing on it.
Put it in 25 feet at the end of a point. Nobody will find it.
Nobody will find it. Exactly right. It's going to be hidden. It's going to be hidden. What's your number one resolution for 2022, Ryan?
My number one resolution.
Yeah?
Be the best daddy he can be.
Yes.
Let's go realistic.
No, it's really.
I know it's realistic. I'm teasing you. I'm glad. Ryan's gonna be a father in 2022, and I can't wait for that.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
I can't believe his wife procreated with him to begin with, but still, it's a hell of an accomplishment,
I'm gonna try to be the best dad that I can be.
right?
That's my number one resolution.
Okay. All right. Well, just in case your wife is watching, now you've covered your bases. Now let's talk about the other resolution. What's number 2 then?
Number 2 is I'm stepping up my finesse game.
Which is a big step for you,
Yes.
because all year
Yeah.
long you have made fun of people that throw fairy wands.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's tell everybody what Ryan has done.
I have
Oh,
purchased
no.
3
Oh,
different spinning rods.
You
This
have
is
heard it
you
here
can tell
first.
it hurts him.
It does
you can
hurt
hear it in
me,
his
the
voice.
pain in his voice right there.
I
But
purchased 3 different spinning rods.
and why?
reels.
But you had a really good reason as to why.
Well, the main reason is I got to looking back and thinking about it over the past couple of years, and how many times have I had 12 to 14 pounds on 4 fish and not have a fifth one, and then miss a check in a club tournament by like less than a pound.
And you knew you
And
could
if
go
I
drop
would've just-
shot.
If I would have just drop shotted for a little bit, I
Yeah.
could have caught at least like a 14 or 15 incher, and I wouldn't have been
You would've-
down a pound.
So are you making this as a business decision for the
Uh,
money, or are you really going to commit to learning how to be a finesse fisherman?
Well, I mean, Ryan's still gonna Ryan, but
Barday, my sentiments exactly, because bless her heart, the worst part is over.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But yeah, I actually had the conversation with Dane when I took him out on a trip. You know,
You and
2
him
weeks
got
ago.
y'all shared your
And
feelings.
I talked about it. I said, listen, I'd really benefit from it. So I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'm gonna try to improve it.
You
There
got to
you
be
go.
able to do many things well.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So, I mean, I already power fish probably better than everybody else.
You are.
okay.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I'm just playing.
Oh,
I'm
but
just
you are
kidding.
good. That's your
I'm just
strength.
kidding.
That's your strength.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, when you most of the time, no matter what the water temperature is, don't matter what's going on, any time of year. If you see me, what I have in my live well, I call it moving bait.
Right.
So,
But you got to learn it because
but
you
I-
need that check.
I gotta learn it because sometimes I need
Diaper money.
diaper money. You're going to need
Amen.
diaper money.
I need diaper money, I guess.
Got to buy that Infamil and all that.
That's a good
There you
reason.
All right, Sal, how about you? 2022, what's your number one resolution? And it can be fishing related. It don't have to be personal. It's whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna go a little bit beyond fishing, and this is something that I do struggle with the grind of the job,
Yep.
the grind of life, with COVID going on. I just really need to work on my faith with the man upstairs.
We all do. We all do.
Yeah, and I'm being completely honest from the heart.
Yeah.
You know, and when you do that, I just feel like, you know, it just helps you just kind of brush things off a little bit more, and it helps you in every aspect of life. And I mean, and again, I don't want to sound cliche, but that is truly what I feel in my heart at this point.
That is perfect. Do you know what Ryan and I do when we have a bad day? What do, Ryan?
We read the first chapter of the book of Job.
I got the book upstairs. You know, Job had it bad. How many she asses did he have?
He had 500 she asses.
And what happened?
The barbarians or somebody come and killed them all.
Killed them all, and his wife and children, and
His
every.
wife and children were having a party in the big house, and a great wind from the wilderness blew.
We read the book.
They're all
We
dead.
do when we have a bad day at the store. And I know we're heathens, but we are men of faith. But we always read the book
See,
of Job.
look
When we
at
think we're
Dane.
bad, we're like, Job had it bad.
Look at Dane kissing my butt.
Dane did what?
Look at Dane kissing my butt.
What's Dane doing? Give the man credit. Give the man credit. He caught the larger fish today, a power fish, and I caught the numbers with the ferry stick. And that's the way it goes. But he's got to learn to run that ferry stick. So, but we do that. So that is, and that really should be number one on everybody's list, I think. And that's very good. But we do when we have a bad day here at the shop, we start reading Job. We're like, we don't have it as bad, and we've been blessed with growth this year and what we do. But you're absolutely right. And I think everybody needs to work on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that is absolutely outstanding. That's probably the best answer that you could give. So it's hard to follow up working
I know,
on your faith.
seriously,
there.
what do I do
So,
now?
like Beasley, what is your number one resolution other than to not be a heathen?
Man.
But that's a good answer, Sal.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
it's truthful.
it's
I
the
mean,
good-
that-
it is.
that's-
It is.
It's coming from the
and,
heart.
and I would recommend that to all of our viewers, no matter what. That should be number one. So go ahead and follow that up.
I know, seriously. I mean, honestly, I want to fish different places, a lot of different stuff. I mean, linear, it's good, and it's good to get good at linear, but I want to really branch out, kind of get all those deals, grass fishing, ledge fishing, everything like
You
that.
want to work
I
on
need
your
to
variety of
expand,
fishing and stuff
because when
like
I
that.
get out there and I need to fish this lake, I need to have that experience with whatever techniques would be good.
I like
Oh,
that.
we're putting a camera in the boat, and I'm taking Danny to the lake in the spring, and
Here-
he's going
here's-
to throw nothing but a whopper.
It's
plopper.
not on my
That's
list,
awesome.
but in 2022, I am going to catch a fish on a whopper
And we're going to
plopper.
have it on GoPro.
However, it's going to be a Chapo because that's what I sell here at Fish North Georgia. And if you're looking for a Chapo, go online at fishnorthgeorgia.com and get you one right there. How about that? I even threw a sales segment in there right there. So you're going to work on your variety. Okay.
Right at the 30-minute mark, too. Very.
It was good. It was good. But hey, also, Kurt, we hunt. I just want to tell you, too, that I know you like Profound Outdoors, the Azuma line, and here at Fish North Georgia today, I actually got the email back opening that account, so we'll be able to get any and everything from Profound Outdoors. So if you got those products, I know you sent me a list that you still want me to get in the store, just let me know, and I will be able to order them for you directly. So let me start by going to my number 2 on the list right there. I still want to go noodling. All right, I want to stick my hand in a hole and have a big old catfish. I don't want to do it with the chicks in bikinis, unless Ryan's going to wear a bathing suit with us. That'll be okay. But I still want to do that. So if
I told you I'd drive you to a bunch of holes on the lake until you could go noodling. I didn't say nothing about getting out of my boat.
Oh, I have a funny story.
so you can do that on Lanier?
Yeah.
You know a place that we can go and we can record me
There's a lot of places
Yeah,
you
I know where
bro.
boats
Yeah.
are.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Well,
I,
you-
don't, I mean, I don't know if there's any catfish in them holes, but I know
There's
where the
there's one where a
actual
snapping
holes
turtle
are.
lives. We call him El Diablo.
See, that's what I'm worried about, sticking my hand in a hole, is getting bit by a snapping
That's
turtle.
scary.
I'm gonna wear
Them
gloves.
big old snapping turtles.
Yeah, I'm
are
going to wear some
scary.
gloves of some sort. But I want to go over to Alabama to one of the
Oh,
places.
God, that's
I
even
wanna
worse.
Yeah, so like
That's
I said,
even worse.
if any of you guys out here watching, if any of you guys out here watching know someone or have a contact with anybody
Oh God.
in Alabama or wherever that can actually take us and be more, have a better.
Dude, there's more
Oh.
snapping turtles in Alabama than there are in Georgia.
I ain't worried about snapping turtles. I ain't worried about that.
I worry about snapping turtles.
Nathan's
Dude, I've seen some freaking tanks, dude.
Ah,
on the
they're-
lake.
they're
And there's some in there like, by God, if
What's
you
up,
stick your
Justice
hand in
Beast?
there, your
You're
hand's
done.
gone.
You're done.
There's no like, my fingers. It's gone.
Look at that. I mean, listen, I don't care. It's like everything.
I don't
It's
care.
like everything else in my body.
Exactly.
There's not much
It
that.
only happened once.
And listen,
It only gonna happen one time.
listen. If that chick in the bathing suit, whatever her name is, can pull up, them big old catfish, I think I ought to be able to at least have success at pulling up a medium-sized catfish. But if any of you viewers out there can set me up with someone who will take us noodling, where we can video
Yeah,
it and
that's what I
everything,
was saying.
we're gonna do that.
Is there noodling guides out there?
Is there noodling guides out there? That's a good question. I don't know.
Can't mess your undies if you don't wear them.
That's right. I'm not. No, listen.
Big brain.
I will not have underwear on anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh God.
I'm telling you, guys, 2022 is the
That's
year of
scary.
Danny, and I am free balling all the
Fingers
way.
are overrated.
Fingers are overrated.
Fingers are
From the
overrated.
guitar player.
From the guitar player. Yeah, no, Bolton's a guitar player. I know you don't think fingers are overrated right there. So, anyway, if any of you guys out there, I said that in 2021. Earlier this year, I wanted to go noodling. It did not happen. I'm asking you, if any of you guys can set me up with somebody, we're going to go do it. We're going to video it. We'll put it on YouTube.
We?
Who's that? Us meaning Danny.
Royal weed.
The royal way.
Are you going to go, Paul?
Paul, would you go noodling with me? And that sounds.
Try it.
You try something seriously.
So, I
you
tell
big
you what,
guys are chickens.
if you can get a guy that will guide this thing, and he will guarantee you there is a catfish in there and not a snapping turtle,
Sit in the ground.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go. I would love to do
That
that,
would be fun.
but I'm telling you, I can't go if we don't know what's in that hole.
I've been.
I
It's
just
kind of like going to the Cumming City Fair. It's kind of like going to the Cumming City Fair. You just got to take your chances. It's like a box of Kitex coming in. What's that like? It's like a bad Saturday night, ain't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. So anyway, listen, I will tell you this. I want to do that because I cannot imagine the adrenaline rush of sticking my hand down in a hole and something just launching onto your hand, and then you got to fight it and pull it up. I think that would be
I
awesome.
see Dan, he say, I got one. And he start pull, and it's like a 30-pounder. He says, oh, I'm getting it out. And then it decides, wait a minute. And then it goes.
I would go down there and ride that joker like it was a scream machine. I would not be afraid of that. It's like
sure until you're underwater.
No, man, I'm not scared of that. I just all you listen, all you big guys say you're scared and all that. This is from getting a vasectomy right there. I got told by my doctor while he's got he's got the little table up above me and there's smoke going everywhere. He said it's always the big guys that chicken out. Always the big guys that chicken out. So you big guys, you got to act. Come on, Ryan, do it with me. How about this? What if I say I'm not going to write your paycheck unless you go stick your hand in the hole? Come on, Ryan, do it with me. It'd be fun.
Anybody hiring?
Anybody hiring?
It's like noodle. Are we talking about noodling or going side by side on vasectomies?
Oh, I'm done, man. I already got that.
Okay, so you're okay. I just wanted to clarify
done.
that for a second.
And let me tell you something. You want to go down a rabbit hole? That betadine bath is amazing.
Did the vasectomy hurt?
No.
I would probably do a vasectomy then.
Before you would go noodling. You'd get a vasectomy before you go noodling.
I've gotten feelings before with no pain.
Let me tell you what they do in a vasectomy. First of all, and this is for you guys that are thinking about this, it's not as bad. And I know this has nothing to do with fishing, and we'll probably lose every single viewer we got tonight. But you go in, and the first thing is, and you hope you get a good-looking nurse, because if you get Ugly Betty, or if you get a guy, if you get a guy nurse, that might be a little different. But they come in, and they give you a betadine bath first. And then they put a little strap right there. It's like a tennis court thing. And the next thing you know, the doctor comes in. I'm talking about Tiger Woods and softball bats. They give you a couple shots right in your thing. It just feels like pressure. And before you know it, there's a little smoke coming up where he cauterizes it, and you're done. You stick a bag of lima beans on, and a couple days later, you're fine. And you would rather do that than go stick your hand and catch catfish.
I want my fingers.
Okay, you want so your fingers are more important. Okay, well,
Okay, so here's
look
the
at that, Tyler Minix. This is the content I tune in for.
Okay.
Stock up on the peas.
So here's the question. Do you want me to continue to tie jigs for you?
Yes.
Okay, then how can I tie jigs without...
So you're the Eddie Van Halen of jig tying. We got to insure your fingers. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Hey, that guy from Def Leppard played the
Yeah, he played the drums with like one arm, dude. Come on, seriously. We can figure out a way for you to tie jigs. You miss a couple fingers, you get a free hunting permit or something like that to go on the special hunts and stuff. It'd be okay. We can do that. Huh? I'm pretty sure all this talk about free balling, naked fishing, and vasectomies feels like an HR violation.
We'd have to have an HR department.
That's right. I am the HR department here at Fish North Georgia. And right now, it's all good. But we joke. And there is smoke. There is smoke because you are in the medical field.
Yep.
They cauterize the tubes a little bit. Am I correct? Am I saying that right? All I know is there was smoke coming while he was talking about Tiger Woods.
Yeah, when they make the incision, you'll have some skin bleeding. So they take that little electric cautery and they'll just, that's where all that smoke comes from.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. But I'm telling you, the betadine bath is worth the whole procedure. All right, so we'll talk about that later. How about that?
The sweatshop.
That's right. You need to get insured. We will give you insurance on your fingers. We'll take out a policy just like the guitar players do. What do you think your fingers are worth?
Millions.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to deal with that. All right. So
Got all
Sal,
those autographs.
I know you better sign these autographs first before I get your fingers cut off. All right. So Sal, number 2 on your list. You took care of the important one. Now, what's your number 2 resolution for 2022? And again, guys, if you're in the comment, the workers' comp claim for noodling, I can't even imagine what that insurance would cost. Chase, can I get a policy? We're going to go stick our hands in some holes and just see what happens.
Well, this is more of a 2-in-1, but keeping it simple and following your gut on the water.
There you go.
I just
Not to overthink things.
Right, I
Ryan
find myself spinning out sometimes. I mean, when it comes down to the end of the day, I mean, not to the point where you're losing your mind, but I just think that keeping it simple and following your gut. I mean, being versatile like you want to be on different lakes and fishing different techniques is fine, but once you get into those situations, just keep it simple while you're there.
Right.
If you're going to fish a ledge, throw a crankbait in a jig, or just something.
Know what normally works there.
Yeah.
Know the situation.
Yeah,
be able
exactly.
to handle
and
it.
Just
And you
follow
have
your gut,
you have a
man.
problem with that? I mean, sometimes you overthink it a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. I should be over here, then you go over there, and then you get there, you're not comfortable, then you go over here and run to another spot, and and then before you know it, you're running to 4 or 5
hours,
spots, and you burn a couple hours in a tournament, and you're like, what happened to the day?
I think a lot of people do that. I know Ryan
2
even
o'clock
talks about
comes
it
up
with
quick.
jigs. People order jigs and they want certain things here and there. And Ryan's straight up, his words are, people overthink things sometimes.
Yeah.
If you keep it simple, you'll be far more successful.
And you'll have a lot more money in your pocket.
From winnings or just from
Not going out and buying 10 different color jerk baits and 50 different color worms and that
That's
kind of
exactly right.
Yeah.
That's my
thing. I
thinking
mean, it doesn't
with the
help
store.
your business out very
No,
much.
no, it
but
actually-
if
it
you have
actually
my
does.
color, I'm going to buy 10 bags
Well,
of them.
see that's it. There are stores and they're great and wonderful stores and they got every color known to man. But the
Yep.
reality is 25% of that's what most people buy. So when I order for the store, I'm only ordering colors that are going to work. I don't. You can get all the latest hottest colors, but in a year's time they're going to be in the clearance basket.
Yeah.
And so everything like that runs together. And I know. Definitely. So Tyler Minnick's, his resolution is to make more money so that he can buy 7 of every color. Justin Moore, the underspin has been the trick on Latham. I also want to tell you guys this too. Here's the thing in 2022 that's going to happen. I actually, and Justin is one of them. I'm going to actually marry 2 couples in 2022. I'm going to do what I got to do to get the proper certification. But Mario Myers of Your Outdoor Adventures, I believe it's in April. And then Justin, and I don't know if he's set a date, but I'm actually going to perform a couple of marriages. And I promise you that when I do it, it will be a much classier event than this show.
That's good. That's good. Are you going to wear underwear?
No. So I told you, 2022, I am not going to put a pair of underwear on. But again, I'm going to do that. Hey, you know what would be pretty cool if we live streamed it on Facebook or something on the Fish North Georgia group page. We might do that. So there's more money in catching fishermen than catching fish. And that's definitely true, Barday. That's definitely true. But I can tell you I've got dozens, it seems like a dozen color of Kitex in there, but I know the ones that sell.
Hey, man.
And as long as you keep the ones that sell in there, you ain't got to worry about whether you got to order the other color like that. They're going to come. Our jigs, I mean, we got, how many colors of jigs we got? 26, 27 colors? 32 colors of jigs. But if we wanted to, we could drop it down to 10 and we would be okay with it. 7. And those colors are over and over and over and over again. So, cool for the live stream, Justin. So we might do that. We might actually live stream your wedding. So, guys, in about another 12 minutes, we're going to have the question of the night. You got a chance to win a Fish North Georgia hat or your choice of a Fish North Georgia T-shirt or a True Grit T-shirt. So it's coming. So, all right, number 2 for you.
6-pound spot.
6-pound spot.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
6-pound spot. All right. And you broke the 5-pound because I actually have a 5-pound spot on my list.
Yep.
I'm in the 4-pound range. But I put specifically from Lanier.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
But
right now.
Yeah, right
for
now.
it.
So, what are you going to do to catch a 6-pound spot?
No, I'm not going to drop shot. I haven't had a drop shot tied on in a couple of trips. But there's other ways to catch them. But
Paul calls you out behind the screen, behind the camera.
Is he?
He calls you mouth.
Walton Doyle, yes, sir. We'll be open at least till
Every
3.
Sunday.
when have I thrown a drop shot? When have you been with me and I've thrown a drop shot?
At least till 3:30. I don't know if I'm gonna stay.
Have I? Because I've been throwing that shaky head instead of the drop shot. At least I tried to. I don't remember.
I get it now.
'Cause
Free
it's
balling
the
for a
same-
Dude Wipes endorsement.
'cause
I
it's
like
the
Dude
same
Wipes.
rod.
How about
And I've
that?
had the
I
shaky
just
head
bought a
instead.
pack of those.
Do you like them? I like Dude
I
Wipes.
haven't had to use them yet, thank goodness. I mean, listen, we all have to do it sometimes. And
Yeah.
When that movement happens,
You got to give that
want to
courtesy.
make sure you have something good. And if Gerald Swindle can use them, they've got to be.
Got to
good.
have that
Gerald
courtesy
Swindle.
wipe. Got Gotta have
That's
that courtesy while
Yeah.
like that.
That's so
Yeah.
Have you ever had monkey butt while fishing?
Nope.
You need to
Too
get some.
focused on fishing.
Well, it's because. All right, so listen.
I'm
He
kidding.
acts like he's the most focused.
I'm not.
So much better than everyone else.
Oh,
when
my.
it comes to fish.
How about this? Have you ever
Definitely
used a
not
dude
better than
wipe?
everyone else.
I haven't.
How about you? You ever
Definitely
used a
not.
dude wipe?
No.
Have you ever used a dude
I
wipe?
don't even have them.
I'm telling you what, it's a pleasant experience.
What, all right, so
I got it in my boat.
Absolutely, you got to have dude wipes, man.
I bought it. They sell them at Kroger now, by the way.
Yes, they do.
And I didn't realize that, so I bought myself a pack, and they've been sitting in the back of my truck for about a month now.
yeah,
And today, it just so happens I saw them in there, and I went ahead and just put them on the front deck of the boat
yeah.
just today. So it's funny that came up tonight. What is so special about them? Does it just,
It's a
obviously
nice,
it
clean
cleans your-
feeling. It's a
Are
clean
they
feeling.
mentholated? Do they have mentholated?
They're not. No, I don't got the mentholated kind or whatever. I don't get the
Ooh,
tingling
now,
in the.
You may
in
be
the
onto something there.
you know, like, honestly, and here's the comment. It's straight up. Swamp ass is the worst, and it is. If you suffer from that, you need dude wipes. But I will tell you this: if you live in a slab house and you don't have a basement or a crawl space where you can get under, I do not recommend flushing them. I had a buddy of mine that used dude wipes for like a year. I mean, he did it at home, and that was his every time. And it cost him about $1,500 because it gets stuck in the P-traps and stuff like that. So you got to be careful. If you got a basement or where it's very easily accessible, okay, that's a little bit different. But if you're on a slab house, do not use dude wipes in your home.
Are they biodegradable?
Well, they say they are, but it also says do not flush.
Okay.
Says
You
on
know.
the package, do not
Mm-mm.
flush.
Okay.
So baby wipes. Well, look at this. Listen, we're getting everybody. Baby wipes work as well. Yeah, seriously. You listen. There's nothing. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Right?
I got a question about those dude wipes. You going off the edge of the boat, or you going to the bank?
You got to do
Oh,
that.
if I
would
gotta,
think
if
you
I
would
gotta
have to
take,
do
if
the
I gotta
bang.
deuce,
Full guard on it, Phoenix.
You would have to do the bang.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, I'll beat you. I got 250 horses to back me back off.
I've never had to deuce on a boat, but if I had,
Oh,
if
God.
I had to, I would probably get off the.
You'd
get
have
off.
to.
I would
I don't see
probably.
how you
I'd
would.
beach it and go, get up there, get a tree. I do it while hunting all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
that. So, and then but I don't know how in the hell we got on dude wipes, but I would say I do. If you're a guy out there and you're associated with dude wipes, I'd love a sponsorship because I highly recommend their product. So, it's a good product though, ain't it?
It works.
Eh,
Nice and
Especially if you're not going to wear underwear in 2022. I highly recommend the dude wipes.
Oh.
Man ponds work. I don't know what in that is. What does wipe? How about this? What does wiping your ass have to do with the resolutions?
Hey, man.
Absolutely nothing. But I will say this.
We're all trying to fish more.
Listen,
Exactly.
there's no.
That's-
Listen,
that
think
goes
about
out of
this, Tracy.
efficiency.
Think about this. You're out on the boat. You get that itch feeling. You get a little. You're not feeling your most
Getting
fresh.
distracted.
You're
getting
distracted.
Yeah.
If you got a partner on the boat, it's different. But hey, listen, you take a dude wipe, it takes 20 seconds, and you're right back ready to go. That's it. It boosts performance.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Perfect.
It is performance
Enhancing.
enhancing.
Ooh.
That's
Oh.
right. So
That's a whole
you
nother
guys
topic.
need to get the dude wipes. Listen, don't worry about your manhood. Don't worry about that. You guys that grew up using corn cobs and all that stuff like that, and you're in the outhouse. I heard that story from a lot of guys. We use corn cobs. I'm like, well, I don't. Technology and the good Lord blessed us to live in this day. Seriously. So just make sure it's clean before you get on the water. I told Ryan he was going to do the Iconelli scream because we were watching the videos
That's so
and all
funny.
that. Listen. You can make all the best preparations in the world, but dude wipes are for an emergency. Then, so I definitely do that. Who wins the Georgia-Michigan game tomorrow? Hoping to get off the dude wipes.
Better be Georgia.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I will tell you, I had a brother-in-law who's a diehard Georgia fan, and was sitting there, and we argued about how Georgia was going to kill Alabama. And I said, listen, Georgia should, if you go by the season, should have won that game, but it wouldn't surprise me if Alabama won, and Alabama did, and it killed him to admit that they did. Georgia should beat Michigan, but if Michigan wins, it will not surprise me. It would surprise me if Cincinnati beat Alabama. That would surprise me. But I think between Alabama, Georgia, and Michigan, any one of those three could win the national championship, and I would not be surprised. I didn't go to any of the schools, and I'm not going to lose any sleep. My life does not depend on it.
I hope Georgia don't get throttled. I don't need Brett Matthews too. Dude, what's going on?
Oh, Brett Matthews is a Georgia. you got diehard fans. Whether you're Alabama fans, and I know Barday's watching. He's a big Alabama fan. You Georgia fans and all that.
Pope's going to retire.
The Pope. Oh, Saban. That's what the rumor is.
Barney ain't going to do.
We've had this conversation earlier.
That's why Georgia can't win.
It's still Alabama.
That's why Georgia can't beat Alabama. But I firmly believe it's Sabian.
Saban and Bill.
Listen, I used to be a sports fan. As soon as politics started getting involved in them, I got more time to fish.
That's
the
exactly
way I look
right.
at it.
I agree. Bill Belichick and I don't like the term disciples, but we talked about the 94, 95 Cleveland coaching staff. That if you come out from under Belichick, most of them guys were great. So UGA has a shit engineering program anyway. He would.
The man who designs and builds power hubs.
I get Tyler Minnick saying that. He does it. And yes, I would not say Georgia has the best engineering program in the state. But any three of those, I want Georgia to win, of course, being a Georgia boy, but it would not shock me if Michigan won. So with that said, what IPA to drink is more important than who beats who?
The next one.
Okay, so the next one is a good answer. Paul, you got a recommendation on that? If Josh was here,
No, when I say the next one, it's when you got the fridge full, you open the door.
And the next
reach
one.
in,
The next one. I understand that. I understand that. It ain't choosy.
I love Josh's fridge of free
My-
samples.
Yes.
My partner,
Fridge of mini
His
beers.
fridge of mini sample beers.
I'm
you
not.
open it
Yeah.
up, it looks like a dang rainbow.
I'm on a diet, so I'm not drinking beer currently. But I will say this: that my business partner Josh has the most eclectic taste in adult beverages than anybody I have ever seen in my entire life. He's willing to try anything once. They all got funky names. But I will tell you this, and whether you're a beer drinker or not, I learned at an early age, if you go to a party and you bring a dark-colored beer, most of the people will leave you alone, and therefore you have more of your own beer to drink. If you show up with Miller Lite or Bud Light, you have to share with everybody. That's just a little lesson. But I don't drink beer like I used to. So
Do you know if Josh has ever had pork slap?
I'm sure.
I'm sure he slapped his pork. I don't know.
I'm sure. Josh drinks French toast IPA.
Have you ever? And it's got some bad words with it we can't pronounce on this thing.
Okay.
So you drink IPAs?
I love beer. I don't drink, but actually one time a year where I actually drink was when I go camping on the St. Lawrence River.
Yeah.
8 nights in a tent, you better darn well drink beer because it's just they taste so good.
They do.
But other than that, I love all beers. I really do. But that pork slap is just it's a flavor to
Who makes it?
I have absolutely no idea. That's just I think it's got a pig on the can and a tutu.
You can do the same with Natural Light. That's right. Sharing is caring, Danny. Listen. You go to a party and you get a bunch of yahoos that want to drink everything. I promise you show up with some Guinness, they're going to leave you alone all night. You got it all to yourself. I will say that, what is that? It's that jalapeno pineapple by Alpharetta Brewing. That is one of the best beers I've had in a long time. And again, of course, Nofo Brewery, they've got a nice selection of stuff like that. If that's your taste, I'm more of a bourbon whiskey. I like that guy. I like to sip on that stuff. And I will recommend Whistle Pig. That was something that Josh, you guys turned it down, and I ended up with it at our Christmas gathering right there. And that is some very, very good stuff. What did you take home with you?
I took home that Clyde Mays bourbon.
Clyde Mays bourbon,
so good.
and it was good.
It's about half gone.
You drunk it that much. What'd you take home, Paul?
What did I get? It's the Redemption Cognac Barrel Aged.
Redemption Cognac Barrel Aged. Beasley, you can't partake in this part of the discussion, and if your mom's watching, we apologize. All right, like that. Liquor is quicker. Hey, listen, I don't get drunk. The Whistle Pig was great, and I don't get toasty anymore like that. I've grown into that, and I don't like headaches.
Have you tried bourbon beer?
No.
No.
Is it good?
You do taste the bourbon in it. I mean, it's not bourbon, but I mean, you do taste that bourbon in them.
Really?
Dragon's Milk is a really good one.
I will recommend.
You like that, Paul?
Paul, what is that you got me that I had some upstairs?
What, the bourbon up there?
Yeah, what is that?
That's High West.
High West. Okay, I'll be honest. I partook in a little High West before the show, and I highly recommend that. And then Paul had a little rum, and it's two traditions that we got from a distillery on Hilton Head, South Carolina. If you're into rum, I highly recommend you looking those guys up. All right, so we're about halfway through, and we will definitely Jack and Coke. That's about the only thing Jack's worth. Okay, is Coke like that. So anyway, I'm not a Jack Daniels fan. But we're about halfway through. We're going to get back to the resolutions, but we got a question of the week right now, and whoever answers this question first is going to win a Fish North Georgia hat. You can tell me what color you want. If we got it in stock, I'll send it to you. And your choice of either a Fish North Georgia t-shirt or a True Grit t-shirt. For you big guys that are in 3X and above, they were back ordered, but I will make sure that we get it to you. So, Paul, you ready with the question right there?
Oh.
Are you ready? So I'm going to read the
I thought
question.
you were just going to read the question.
I will read the
Put
question. I gave you the question and the answer. I'll read the question right there. So, all right, here we go. First person to answer this, and again, guys, I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes we get a little controversy. Don't attack me, Danny. George Dickel. Okay, hold on a second. Stephen Bardet did turn me on to George Dickel. You ever had George Dickel?
Never.
It's actually very excellent. It is actually a very good sipping dark adult beverage. I definitely like that. So we're going to go by what we see in the comments first. So the first correct answer in the comments is going to win this. And if you don't, sometimes we get them coming right after each other, and we have to kind of try to figure it out. The first correct answer tonight is going to win this. So here we go. You're going to get a Fish North Georgia hat and/or a Fish North Georgia or a Fish North Georgia or a True Grit T-shirt like that. So here's the question: what popular New Year's tradition is celebrating its 114th year in existence? Okay. In 2022, what popular New Year's Eve tradition will be celebrating its 114th anniversary? All right, it happens every year. So you guys try to figure it out. All you Google guys can start kicking on right there. We're going to be waiting the ball drop. I need to be more specific. You got ball drop is half the answer. I need you to be more specific. Dropping of the ball in New York City. Ron Swinford, that right there. I feel like I'm a host on Jeopardy.
You got there pretty quick.
That was super cool.
It was.
The
Peach drop. No. The peach drop. So the actual correct answer is the ball drop in New York City. The first person that answered it in full was Ron Swinford, Mr. Guy from Rome, like that. And Ron, I will get your address. Actually, if you'll go on Facebook after the show and send me your address, I will put it in the mail tomorrow. Ryan, do not let me forget. Okay? Do not let me forget.
I'm surprised they got that quick.
I kind of figured they would.
Yeah.
Google makes everybody smart.
Okay.
Google makes everybody smart.
That was one that everybody knew, though. Because Buddha didn't have time to...
Buddha normally... Danny's birthday. Danny's birthday. Listen at him. I ought to give you a present just for that right there. So, I will be turning the big 5-0 in 2022. So, we can have a big birthday bash. Ooh, how about that?
Fish fry.
Fish fry. You don't even have to bring me presents. Just show up. How about we do that?
Oh, yeah.
March 23rd, 1972. I was born at 2:36 p.m. at Joan Glancy Hospital in Duluth, Georgia. That does not exist anymore. In the good years. Grew up as a baby of the 80s. The best time to grow up. All right, so let's go. My number 3 resolution was a 5-pound spot from Lanier because I'm a 4-pound guy. So I'd actually like to do that. Ron, that's funny as hell right there. Facebook user, if you're watching on Facebook, go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook. Put your name right there so we can recognize you as something other than Facebook. But Ron probably remembers that moment. I'm not going to say that Ron is one of our older listeners, but I will say he's not a spring chicken. He's not a spring chicken right there. So here we come. So.
Buttons for a second. I have a powerful thirst.
Oh yeah. So okay. So Paul's got to go get him something to drink. Do just go over there. You want something to drink?
No, I'm good. I got
You're
some water.
good right there, so
Yep.
I'm good as well. So my number 3 was catch a 5-pound spot from Lanier, but that went in with Beasley's comment. Actually, I want to catch a trout on a fly rod. I'm gonna go all snobbish on us everywhere. I want to put the garb on, get in the river, and actually catch some trout on a fly rod.
Do you know how to fly fish?
Not very well.
Okay.
Not good at all. I have actually caught fish on a fly rod before, But the reality of it is, my cousin tied an ant on. We weighted up the Amicalola a little bit, and he goes, just kind of let your line, just kind of throw it out there a little bit, let your line sink down behind that rock. I caught a couple of trouts on a little bitty ant. I'm talking about a river runs through it kind of fly fishing.
Yes.
I want to actually do the deal.
Yes.
Okay, and I totally am green behind the ears, and I think that would be something pretty cool to accomplish.
I've got a flyweight, a South Bend 5-weight fly rod, an Orvis bat and kill reel that's never had line on it, waiting to do it, and I don't know why I've never done it.
I just think it'd be cool, just
Yeah,
something different.
absolutely.
We bass fish all the time. I
Yeah.
think it'd be cool, and I know Paul's big into the fly fishing and all that. Jeremiah, that's easy. All you have to do is roll cast and use a nymph on an indicator.
Yeah, you're doing a hell of a job.
I just want to look like Brad Pitt doing it. I mean, that's to be quite honest. So, how about you? What? He's just got to get a little bit to kill that a little bit. What about you? What's your next resolution? And you guys, again, if you're watching, throw some more resolutions up on the comments. You won't do much of that on the
Smells
streams in
bad.
Georgia.
Smells good.
That is correct. But maybe, I could get Hutchinson and them or some of them guys to take me down on the Chattahoochee where it's wide enough to do that throwing and stuff like that.
Dude, we can go to Latham and do that, man.
Not catch trout, though.
Oh.
I want to catch a trout. What about you, Paul, since you're now on camera and we got Beasley behind? What about a resolution for you?
I mean, you know what I think I'm going to try for the Bass Slam this year?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
I think that may have been one of the ones that I said last year, and I boogered it up.
Now, when you say slam, are you only talking 4? Or are you talking
I'm talking the official Georgia DNR 5 species
slam?
Bass Slam. Yeah.
How about we do this? Let's give away a prize for guys that will do that in 2022 as well. We'll
Okay.
come up with
I
a
like
prize.
that.
We'll come up with a prize.
So what is it?
What is the
But
slam?
You
What's
never.
all on the slam?
There's 10 species
So
of bass in
there's
Georgia.
10 species, documented species, black bass in the state of Georgia, and if you catch 5 or more, I think you have to document. You have to have a picture of you with the fish, and then you have to have a picture of.
Oh, I thought it was certain 5. That's why I was.
You got to catch 5 of 10
I
to
know
have
what the
the
slam
slam.
is.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was a certain 5 to be certified.
No. It's just any 5. Of
But
the
let's
10.
do this. Let's make it harder. Let's take largemouth and spots off the equation. Let's do. You and I can do this. We can document it through the year.
Half the fish in the state.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
you-
it's funny. Like I saw the numbers on that. They release how many guys do it every year, and it's only probably 30, 40 guys.
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys do it. Have you ever done that? Have you ever caught like anything?
I didn't even know there was such a thing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I
No, you
really
get
didn't-
the state gives you.
They
nice
give you a certificate and everything, yeah.
whatever else.
Really?
Yeah.
So like, and while we're talking about that, I'll pull up the if my computer doesn't die and our internet works.
So what 5 would you go for, Paul? If you take largemouth and spots out of the equation.
With no largemouth, no spots, that would be shoaly, red eye, Bartram's, smallmouth, probably Coosa or Chattahoochee.
Yeah, we've done this. I actually on the episode with Andy Middleton, he came on and we talked about that. So the Georgia Bass Slam, and I'm pulling it up. Come on, GeorgiaWildlife.com. Here we go. So here are Here are your fish. These are the species in Georgia, and you can catch 5 of these. You have the largemouth and the spotted bass, the smallmouth, the shoal bass, Sewanee, red eye, Chattahoochee, Tallapoosa, Altamaha, I guess that's how I say, and the Bartrams. And some of these are actually fish that are located in certain watersheds, certain like you're not gonna catch a Tallapoosa
Just
up here.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you got to go to the specific area, and it requires if you take away largemouth and spotted, and even smallmouth.
Like according to the
It's
state,
tough.
a spot's a spot. No Kentucky, no Kentucky.
Yeah,
Alabama
it doesn't get
split.
into that. Brock Turner, a couple spillways in the right lakes, and you can get it done. That's true. That's very true. But I know, like what Tyler said with Alabama and spot. There is, but according to the state of Georgia, they actually got this. Let me read this because next to largemouth and the spots, they've got a couple of these asterisks. So largemouth says, due to their similarities, largemouth bass and Florida largemouth bass will be considered the same species. And under the spotted bass, it says Alabama bass and Kentucky bass will be considered the same species. These two are commonly known as spotted bass. These bass are similar in physical appearance and often hybridized, producing intergrades that can only be distinguished through genetic analysis. What's up, farmer?
He's know it
Look who it is.
So let's do this. Let's set a goal, Paul, to document catching a slam, not including a largemouth or a spotted bass.
That's a tall order.
We
But
gotta travel like
a little bit.
We gotta take like a week off of work.
I don't know that we got to take a week off, but you know,
Do they have the
Gotta take
Swanee
a week
bass
off
on
of
there?
work. Yeah.
Swanee bass is on there.
Okay.
And so what
like
we
your Tallapoosa and your Altamaha and your Bartrams, like we've got to go to like
we gotta go
The
south.
Bartrams isn't too bad. They're kind of, you can get into them over in like the 985 corridor a little
Yes, I know some guys that caught Bryson caught one in was it Seed or one of them lakes up there?
bit. Really?
Seed, one of them lakes that come out of Burton. He actually caught a Bartram's bass, and what one of those three lakes that come out from behind
Yeah,
Burton.
one of the Burton chain lakes.
He actually caught one. I actually did see the picture of that. But let's do this tomorrow on the Fish North Georgia group page. I'll put it down and I'll list the areas that they suggest you go catch it. Do a full slam
think-
10 for 10.
That's been done.
What's up, Facebook?
I think it's
user
only
from
one
Florida?
or two guys have ever really done it though. Like that's a tall order. That is a lot of travel.
Especially in a year. In a year's time, that would be very, very hard. But you didn't know a lot. You didn't know that existed.
You know, I did not.
Yeah, the
I
state
did
of
not.
the
That's
state
a
of
really
Georgia
cool
gives you. They do that. It's
we'll
pretty
have
cool.
to get Bill Strasberg on the show sometime. They do there's a lot of certificate programs for big fish in the state. I think if you do a spot over 20 inches, they'll give you a piece of paper. Largemouth over 22 or 23.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
The state of Georgia does that.
Dude, 20-inch spots
Tyler
a
Mix,
little
you're gonna
more
spend-
rare than you might like to think.
You're going to
They're-
spend a
they're
lot of
tough.
time south of Macon if you're going after this.
Hell, you could have had a certificate for that, son.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's something that we were kind of floating around on today. Josh and I were doing, and it's something that this year we're going to actually start on the Fish North Georgia group page once a month. We'll be doing the picture of the month. You guys go out and catch it, and you send the pictures into the group page. And at the end of each month, we're going to kind of judge which guys got the best picture of the month. Whatever it is.
Okay.
So we're going to do that.
Content Monster got to eat, man. Bring
Content
it on.
Monster got to eat, so we'll give away a prize for that. But I kind of like Jeremiah Giles' idea too. How about a multi-species slam? Spot, largemouth, catfish, striper. I tell you what, give me a
interesting.
couple of days to think about how we can run that. That might be pretty cool. I actually think what would be pretty cool is do a lifetime slam. If you take all the game species in the state of Georgia, and they've got them listed in the regs and everything, and if you can show a picture catching every single, and it might take you a couple years, but I'm
That'd be
talking
wild.
every single possible game species, and that means if you're going to catch brim, there's like 20 different,
Several different kinds.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then you got your trout, but maybe like a lifetime slam,
That'd be interesting.
huh? One day,
Throw a
five
horty toad,
species.
you can catch trout on a
do
horty
that.
toad.
You caught a trout on a what?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right.
Nothing.
So
I do a Georgia slam every time I go to the lake. I slam my rod back when I set the hook.
how about
So, I
a
don't
prize
know
for the
what
big
else.
three?
I don't know.
Smallmouth, largemouth, spotted bass of a certain size. 3 pound smallmouth, 4 pound spot, 5 pound largemouth.
I caught a pike this week. A pipe or a pike?
There's
We
a
could probably
one
do
of the
that.
kayak groups does a yearly tournament or a season-long tournament where they run largest three spot largemouth shoalie. You just get one of each, and they all play.
Let's
That's a fun concept.
let's look into those concepts and see if we can. I know we're going to do the picture of the month starting in January because I was already going to post that. So we want to get people on the group page, and we want to get you out fishing and you take a picture. I will say this: if you're taking a picture and your tongue's hanging out, or you're doing duck lips,
automatic
disqualification. So we are definitely not doing any duck lips.
Go to camera 2, Beasley.
There we go, like that. So if you look right here, camera 2, hit
Camera 2.
2.
Yeah.
If you look like that, or do a duck lip. Come on, do the duck lips. Back to camera 2. If you look like that and you are a grown man, all right, if you are the male gender and you have a picture like that, you automatically be disqualified from our contest. But we can do it. We can do a picture of the month. We can figure out some way to do this. The slam the state of Georgia does, but we can make it hard and do our own slam. And it's got to be documented. We'll come up with some rules. And then what about that, Paul? Let's go for that in 2022. You
I'm
want to
in.
do that? Are you in? How about you?
Too busy.
I'm just Once the baby comes, Ryan's gonna
Look. Underwood's
Ryan-
watching. What?
Ryan-
Question mark. He knew we were talking about you, Kevin Underwood.
Duck
Keep
lip
that
sticker.
tongue in your mouth, buddy. Stephen Barday, here's a
Love you,
good
Kevin.
thing. How about no multiple fish pictures? Throw them back. I will say this too. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and set this. And I'm not going to get into the debate whether you should keep them, not multiple pictures. But in our contest, the picture of the month will be a single fish. I think that's fair enough. We can do that.
I've done that before with Jeremiah. So I'm not.
What's
What?
that?
We done that one day.
A one lure challenge?
Yeah,
Ooh.
We did that
See, I
one
think
day.
a lot of this would be fun, man. It's just
We
ain't
did
nothing
that.
to it but to do it.
we did that one day.
Do you want to do the Barbie pole challenge while
Yeah,
we're
I
at
think
it?
a Barbie pole would be hilarious.
The Fish North
Have you ever
Georgia.
seen that?
Have you ever done it there, Sal?
No.
What if we
See?
have a tournament? What if we have a tournament? Here's another thing I want to do. We'll see which guys do this.
Get in here, farm.
I want to no
We
elect.
got a chair for you.
In 2022, we're going to run a tournament with no electronics. Can't even have them on your boat. You guys,
There's a resolution we didn't keep.
we didn't keep. We wanted to do that, so that's back for 2022. We're going to throw a tournament. I'll throw one on an electric only lake, and I'm going to throw one on a big lake. No electronics. You just take your graphs, unplug them, stick them in your house. They can't even be on your boat. So that'd be number one. And then let's do a bar.
Discrimination.
It's not discrimination.
You don't turn your graphs on anyway.
The one lure challenge. We can do a tournament. If you only had one lure, that's a good thing. You're going out tomorrow, you're fishing a tournament, and you only want it to be one lure. Winner take all, something like that. What are you going to throw?
Anywhere or Lake Lanier?
Let's go Lanier because it's our local lake. But
okay.
you can say Allatoona, any of them. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm going to sound like everybody else, say shaky head. I just have a lot of confidence in it right now.
True
So if
grit
I was going
jig.
out tomorrow,
Let's do
it'd
that.
be shaky head.
Let's do that. Let's have a true grit only. And I know you guys from Picasso.
Oh, you're gonna jump in
you
there?
can't- when
Well, I mean, there's already a Spro
Mhm.
and there's a spot sticker. Why not a true grit?
Big bite baits.
Is there a big bite only?
Isn't there a big bite only?
I don't know.
Yeah,
A
that's
gambler?
Gambler only?
That's where I'm discriminated to. Dang, I have flush mounted on my console.
Lipstick or fishing. I'm going to
I
make
ain't
a
touching
resolution.
it all.
I'm going to bust
the
me a
cover on
7.
it.
Yeah, keep the cover on
I
it.
have a cover for that one.
I'll buy you a cover. I'm going to make a resolution. I'm going to bust a 7-pounder. Pull it up, Beasley. Let's go. Come on, work on it, buddy. Bust me a 7-pound spot this year. I'm sending it to all of you. Duck lips are on. If you catch a 7-pounder, you're still not going to win the picture of the month, but I will allow that picture to enter the contest. All right. A whopper plopper would be pretty good. That's,
That
what about you, Ryan?
that little thing that we did a couple of years ago was pretty fun. So we all wrote down on a piece of paper like this. We wrote down a bunch of different lures that we all had. Like we all got together. We're like, what do we got in the boat right now? And so we all of us conglomerately, we said we all got this, and this. Okay, so we wrote all those things that all of us had that moment, that morning in the boat, and then we ripped them all up and we threw them in the hat. And we all one at a time drew them, and I got a prop bait. And it
But
was
you had to fish with that bait all
and
day.
it was in March. I had 2 bites. I lost both of them.
But
So
you had to
so I
fish
showed
with
up
what you
and
drew.
I had to we had 1 rod, 1 bait. Now, I mean, you could throw different colors, but you couldn't throw.
So if you pull out a jerk bait, you can throw whatever color jerk bait you
could
want,
throw
but you
whatever
had to
color
throw.
jerk bait, whatever brand style jerk bait. But
Banjo
you could not
minnow.
throw anything else.
Does anybody own
It
a
was pretty
banjo
fun.
minnow? Does anybody own the banjo minnow?
I've never bought the banjo minnow, but I did buy the flying lures.
Did you really?
I did.
How'd it
And
go for you?
How'd that work?
I'm not too good. But I hear they're actually sought after now.
They
You're
are.
over there
I
hiding.
have
Did you
actually
buy a
heard that.
banjo minnow?
Yeah.
You did not buy a banjo minnow.
Pink bubblegum fluke. Do a swim bait only 6 or 8 inch or bigger. That's a pretty good one.
A
Pretty good
likely
one.
story.
Jeremiah, of course, would be down with the big bait
The big
challenge.
one.
I'm sure you would.
I'm sure it
6
would.
or 8 inch or bigger. It'd have to be 8 inch or bigger. 6 inch ain't that big.
Yeah, so I think.
That's what she said.
Listen, these are things that we can do though, and if we sit down and say, okay, let's put it on. But I do like going back to the idea of the slam.
Yeah.
But I think largemouth and spots are too easy. I mean, everybody can go. I mean, it's still too easy. I know it counts.
I think maybe you could eliminate one or the other. Taking both out of the equation makes it really tough.
Right, but it's supposed to be tough.
Challenge, right?
It's supposed to be a challenge.
2022 challenge.
Rebecca said she bought a banjo minnow. I'm not going to make a comment on that, but it would be pretty funny if I did. But yeah, I remember those
And
commercials.
Eric, I bet she outfishes you with it too.
I'm not even going to go there. I like both of them
but
equally.
Becca's a hell of a fisherman.
I will
I'll
go
never,
there.
never bet against a woman when they fish against the. I'm telling you, there's something about it. Do you agree? Do you agree?
He's still playing with his bearings over there.
My wife is the freaking epitome of that crap.
She lucky?
It's
Throw the dang popper. I tied her on a popper on a spinning rod, and I said, "Breast pile's right there. Just throw over there." Click the bell over, and I'm talking about went.
Straight up. Yep.
And I was like, "No, just pop it."
Camera
like
2,
this."
Beasley.
I was like, "Pop it like this, you know." And she's popping.
There you go, Bees.
Well, she's moving it, and that thing is literally just going. Bloop. And all of a sudden, kaboosh! God Almighty! She's like, "I got one." It's like a 4-pound spot.
yeah.
I like that. So
And man, like she's like, I'm over here like, you know, like hard with.
you're working it.
And she's over there, and like basically like she's like skimming it across the water, and now like they just come up rolling on that thing, and it's like, God.
It's like taking somebody.
I bet she was really nice when she asked you to get the
amazing.
net
They,
too.
I don't
they
know
kill a
why
10
it
pointer.
is.
Yeah.
They put no thought into
Put that
it.
up. Put that up
They
on the
don't-
group page.
And they just they will outcatch you.
Doesn't surprise
They
me.
will out,
this
they'll
is
outfish you.
this is a true story. My wife will not fish to me this day. We've been married 26 years. Before we got married, I took her out on the farm pond, and we were throwing bass minnows and all that. And it was a lake that my dad had, and
awesome.
it's crazy. It was a lake that my dad had, and we were getting ready to move. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I said, I wanted to catch a fish to mount out of that lake before we moved. So I took her out there, and she hung a nice one. Don't get me wrong. And she got in the boat, she fought it. It was probably 6 or 7 pounds. And I picked it up, and I looked at it, and I'm like, well, that's a nice fish. And I let it go. And turned right around, and I caught one about the same size. She swears it was the same fish because I was not going to let her pull a fish out of that lake to mount before me. And to this day, I swear to God, she has never fished with me since. That was before we got married. We've been married 26 years. I know she was mad. Good Lord.
Imagine that.
I did. I said, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Drop right there. So.
Oh, you couldn't even fake like it head shook and you.
No, I just dropped
Whoa,
that
whoa.
sucker. You ain't taking one out of my daddy's lake before me. No way.
But 2 years ago, I tie her on a fluke in September, and she's over there throwing it. She finally decides to start fishing. And she says, "Ryan, what? I'm hung." And the line's going. I'm like, "You ain't hung neither." Go over there, and I take the rod out of her hand and like set the hook, and I'm like, I set the hook on that spinning rod, and I'm like, it says, I said, "Oh God!" And she had like a 5-pound striper on a fluke. He just came up and inhaled the fluke and started swimming down the bank.
It doesn't.
Like,
It doesn't.
how? It's like,
That's
there's
so
no way.
awesome.
Michael
And
Temples.
she's back there just like, I
Some-
told her, twitch the fluke like this. She's
Oh
back
God,
there
he's
just
hit a
doing
button.
that.
Go save him, Paul.
Sometimes you just got to do less, Ryan.
You got go save him, Paul. Jump in here, farmer. Jump in here, farmer. Man, I wouldn't fish with you either. You should have mounted her fish. Let me tell you something. Listen, this is going to sound sexist. It's going to sound wrong, but no. I don't know. We got some Chinese on. I can't say that because people get mad at me for saying the word Chinese. A tournament where everyone uses the same jig and color. See who is the true grit champ.
True jig champion.
We can do that.
Pass me that cup.
Yeah, we could do that. Don't take none of that now, farmer. Your wife would be mad at you when you got home.
What?
Paul, he's partaking of stuff that you don't need to have.
I need it today.
You need it. It's been a rough day.
Been a rough night.
Did you get in trouble?
No, we were living by Murphy's Law this evening.
I understand.
Anything that could go wrong went wrong. We went and ate.
Yeah.
As soon as we started
that
to
on the phone.
leave, somebody got in a fight, like right behind mine and my wife's vehicle, right by in the restaurant.
Like a fist fight?
Like a fist fight, and the cops were called. So the cops blocked us in, so we couldn't even leave.
Well, y'all can't go back to that Chuck E. Cheese.
What
Hey,
restaurant?
Marietta Fish Market.
Oh, a fight at Marietta Fish Market.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You should have
So
took her to Applebee's.
Well,
Bourbon
it was
steak
for my
and-
mama's birthday. It wasn't-
Okay, I got you like that. So, farmer, you told tartar sauce on your shirt. I don't know what in the hell that means, but there you go.
I didn't spill no tartar sauce on my shirt.
Casey Blanton's in on the jig tournament, and James Harmon is here. Finally, you probably went and ate tacos, and again,
Is LJ going to learn how to cast in 20?
LJ, that's your 2022 resolution.
I've seen you cast.
I want to see LJ post a picture of a jig fish. He says he can catch them on that,
Hey,
but I want
LJ.
to see that. LJ, come on, buddy.
Hey LJ, this is a bait caster reel. It has a handle. It's basically a winch that you wind line on, and it throws it out there. And there's no like flipping of anything. There's no like gotta change my drag on top when the fish is on.
You ain't
there.
gonna throw no blue lily on
You
it.
ain't gonna throw blue lily. Well, you could throw.
You
blue lily
could,
on
but
it.
you know, I mean, there's better
Throw a
ways.
shaky head or
You
something,
could,
or
you could.
weightless.
We could do that.
Yeah. So anyway, so there you go. Get you one. You can go to Academy.
Hell, I'll order
Put
him
the
one.
camera on me. I said, you can go to
Right there.
Academy and you can buy one of these, LJ. They're not that expensive. They range from all different. You should probably know, and you should probably buy like a Black Max or something.
That's
Start out
right.
slow,
Start out very slow,
and then work your way up to the higher end reels.
like that. So,
So,
LJ, if you're using a Demiki rig, it's the same as a jig. It's quite possible like that. So, but I think in 2022 we could do a couple of them ideas. You guys got some great ideas. Lip sticker. I use a drop shot at times with a bait caster, and you also take pictures making duck lips with your tongue out. So I mean, you know, hey, I'm just saying that. Sal, what do you think about all these ideas that guys are throwing out at us? What would you think would be a pretty good event?
I mean, the one I didn't know anything about, and the slam.
The slam.
The slam. I mean, I'm intrigued to see what. I'm going to go home and look it up and see what these fish look like. You know,
Yeah.
I've never even heard of half of those.
If you pull up DNR's website, they got a picture of every single one of them.
That's
But
awesome.
what's pretty cool is some of these bass. I mean, they're very localized.
Yeah.
You can only catch certain of them in a certain like watershed or something like that. Down like you're not going to catch a Swanee bass on Lanier. Or so, at least I don't think you can. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know Andy Middleton. He's big in the kayak game. I know he's pursued this several times. And I think he's caught like 9 of the 10, and he actually was telling us on a podcast that he hooked the 10th one, but he didn't get it in the kayak, and it was like it killed him. You know, he had his chance, he got it, and he got it that close. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's like throwing a $2.99 in bowling.
Still never did a Georgia saltwater show this year. Yeah, there's always this year. Actually, one of the things we've talked about in 2022 is we're going to do a lot more. We've actually kind of working on some guys working in the store, and Josh has said that he wants to do a lot more filming. So, you know, road trips. To be honest, we've actually been talking to a TV producer about doing a show where myself and possibly Ryan and all, we just go and do different, and we'll probably drag Paul along, go to different places. Actually, we're kind of in talks with a TV producer about doing some stuff like that. What are we talking about?
Georgia presents Jackass.
Damn.
Oh no!
Here, Danny, eat these pig feet.
And I would. No.
Maybe all of you are laughing.
Do you like pig feet? You ever had pig feet?
Never had
No.
pig feet.
Would you eat pig feet?
I'd try it once.
Yeah.
What the
I'm
hell?
Danny Pruitt, and this is the snapping turtle noodle. He
Listen.
jumps off into the boat. And
Listen, I have no fear. I will eat just about anything. The only thing I draw the line on is that half fermented duck that the Filipinos eat. You know, you want to talk? I don't know what it's called, but they know it. It's like a street food there. You take a duck and you take it and it gets about halfway fermented and they boil it or do something. But so when you open it up, the egg yolk and all that is kind of solidified, but the duck is halfway formed, and they just slurp that stuff down. I might draw the line at that. So, is it going to be on Channel 8? Actually, here's the pretty cool thing, and I will let you know. We have a buddy that's in Chattanooga who actually is starting his own network. Okay, and it's going to be like if you got Hulu and you go on to some of these channels like the hunting channel and stuff that got some of these things, we're actually he's looking for content, and a couple of ideas that he had. One was us going to different places, just a common man trying things that guys don't normally get to do and traveling throughout the Southeast. That's a big one that we're going to do. But another one is almost like a reality show where you stick 8 fishermen in a house and there's challenges and stuff. And I'm like, listen, somebody's ass is getting whipped on that. You can't stick 8 because anglers are worse than women. I mean, gosh, we hear them cry and fuss like that, but they have challenges and stuff. So it's going to be a channel based on that. It's probably, that's right, Jeremiah Giles. He means balut. That's the baby duck that hasn't developed and hatched yet. Delicacy in the Philippines. Well, Jeremiah knows everything. He does. He's pretty well.
Smart guy.
He's a smart guy, but would you eat a half-formed baby duck?
No.
How about you, Farmer? You ate pig brains with me.
I'd eat anything that don't eat me first.
That's right. So, Ryan, you won't stick your hand in anything, so I doubt you're going to eat a half baby duck.
I've watched too much Survivor.
Would you eat eyeballs?
No.
Is it deep fried?
No, it's not deep fried, dude. I would eat everything deep fried.
If you deep fried it.
If you deep fry it, there's nothing wrong. But I'm on a
I
diet.
mean, still a maybe, but if it was deep fried, definitely.
I'm trying to lose weight for 2022. That's a resolution. You ever had?
We all.
Hey, listen, I'm down.
I've actually dropped 6 pounds.
I broke 20. Hey, I broke 20 pounds today. I'm down 20 pounds, and I got
Well,
to
that's why he's wearing his fancy clothes.
because they fit now. Listen, I'd go to church and these things, my gut would be hanging off, and I'd be afraid I was going to poke the preacher's eyeballs out because that button's going to bust at any second. If you wrap it in bacon,
Wrapping in bacon.
I would eat a turd if it was wrapped in bacon. I love bacon. There's no doubt about that. What would be your limit on a food challenge? What would you draw the line on?
Live stuff. Like, I don't want to eat anything live.
Like, what about a worm?
Well, apparently as a kid I did.
Yeah, I would eat
I don't
worms.
remember it, but
Got that out of the way then.
yeah. So, we used to get our own night crawlers as kids so my dad can go walleye fishing.
Yeah.
And there was some night crawlers on the sidewalk 1 second, and I was right by them playing with them, and the next second they were gone. So apparently I ate some.
What about a possum?
I've already eaten it.
Huh?
I've already eaten it.
You've eaten a possum? You redneck.
Buddy of mine, they weren't that well off, and we went over for a dinner, and it was possum. And instead of me going, I just ate it to be nice.
And
You
how
knew
was
what
it?
it was before you ate it.
Actually, there's
You
some
knew what it was
Facebook
before you
groups that
ate
they
it?
do it.
Yeah, I knew what it was before I ate it.
And how did it taste?
It tasted like meat.
Michael Temples, I've eaten armadillo. Ooh, armadillo.
Oh God, I don't know if I could eat those.
They are up here now. I
Yeah.
see them dead on the street.
Is it an armadillo? Is it an armadillo you can catch leprosy from?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they're gross.
Ugh.
Armadillo, but I tell you what,
They're dumb.
between them and squirrels, there are no two louder creatures in the deer woods than an armadillo and a squirrel. I've had so many times I've been sitting in Wilkes County, like, here comes the deer. I can hear it coming, and my heart gets to beating. I got the itchy trigger finger, and it's a dadgum armadillo. And I just,
Armadillo, if you go camping
Mhm.
and those jokers around, scare the crap
Yes.
out of you in the dark.
those scavengers can't do it unless it's a catfish. Catfish are predators. They're not as much of a scavenger as you think they are. And actually, the third week of January, we're going to have Aaron Churchill on here on the Livewell. We're going to do a catfish show.
Right at the 1:30 mark.
Right at the one,
Killing it
I am
tonight,
killing it
baby.
tonight. So we're gonna have a bass, and I haven't got the first episode in January is gonna be a bass episode. The second episode is gonna be from Jimbo's on that Friday night, and the third episode we're gonna do some catfishing. And one of the things that we are gonna try to do here in 2022, and it is like a resolution, is we're gonna add some different varieties of shows.
Fish, all of
All of North Georgia, not just bass fishing North Georgia. But I know Ryan's snoozing, but I've got ways already in my mind that I'm going to make him do the shows like that.
You can
So,
go up to Blue Ridge right now and catch walleye and perch like crazy.
Where?
walleye and
Blue
perch.
Ridge.
Blue Ridge.
Yeah, like crazy right now.
What about a cooking episode?
Yum.
What about a cooking episode?
I'll put
I like
my mama
fish.
in that chair, and you get fat just listening to her.
If we actually go catch some fish and bring, would you eat raw bass? Like, you like sushi?
You can't
It's
eat
some
raw
sushi,
freshwater.
but I don't know if
You
I
can't
eat
eat
raw
freshwater
bass.
fish.
If you ate raw bass, your ass would be in the hospital.
You can't eat freshwater fish raw.
Why?
Too many
There's
bacteria,
too much bacteria in it.
Viruses that are living inside of them that they have natural immunity built up to. And we
Saltwater fish, there's just a select few that you can eat raw of saltwater.
tuna, salmon,
Really?
pompano, all the ones that you can see that are on.
Did they hear you back there, big boy?
All the ones that you can see on sushi menus and stuff, you can eat raw.
I did not know that. I learned something tonight.
What about salmon that's in the Great Lakes and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's fresh water. All right, boys, come on.
Yeah, but they,
It's salmon.
but they,
It's
I
they,
tried it. It looks good.
they do try to.
You
they
can't,
do try to
Ron.
leave though, don't
Ron Swinford, you can't eat
The
raw
salmon in the Great
freshwater
Lakes.
fish.
they? They don't.
Have you ever heard of poor man's lobster?
Crawfish, ain't it?
No. Actually, I've heard it in two different fish. One being a catfish and one being a northern pike. That if you take the belly meat off of a real fat old catfish and you boil it, and then you actually after you do something, you boil it and then you take it off and you have butter and you dip it in butter. Butter. It tastes like lobster. It's called poor man.
Okay, Paula Dean.
I eat crawfish. You suck the heads?
No. Hell no.
Ryan, do you suck the heads on crawfish?
No.
Why?
Absolutely not.
Nobody wants that junk.
See, you can barely hear Ryan.
Because I was far away.
So we're going to get on to Ryan. He's got a demerit tonight. Ryan gets a demerit for not taking his microphone with him.
James Harmon, there's a good one. Conch shell.
What is conch?
It's
big old.
Oh, is that the one you stick to your ear?
Yeah,
and
it's
you
a
hear the
conch
ocean?
shell, but the slug that's in it or the
snail
or whatever it is.
Would you eat snails?
I've already done it.
Pretty good, ain't it? It's not
Salty.
bad. Salty. All right. So, what is the worst thing you've ever eaten in your life? Come on, look at you laughing.
Do I need to tell you her name?
Oh my gosh.
That's okay for hour 2.
Oh my. That was the one thing that I did not expect. I don't even know what to do, but we all have one.
Oh my God, they killed him.
We all have one. Well, go ahead. Name drop.
No.
Come on, name drop, Sal.
She's, I don't even
That
know
right
where she's
there,
at.
that right there. She ain't watching this show. That right there, that kind of. I very rarely get caught off guard, but that right there caught me off guard.
I got this, and I'm gonna name check.
Oh my God! Here comes Paul. Yeah.
It was an amberjack sandwich at the captain's table in Panama City Beach. Worst restaurant experience I've had in my life without getting sick.
The captain's table was bad to you?
Look at
Awful.
Michael Temple. Same here.
Out of here.
Steve Pinkston. Guess I'm free to comment now. Pinkston, no. Pinkston, no. You can't comment. I know where you're going. Wow. I'm like, very rarely am I like speechless, and I don't even know what to say. That sounds like something that would come from me. I did not expect that, but that's a hell of an answer and probably very true. All right, so let's take the female gender off of that, and also to keep Steve Pinkston from commenting. What's the worst thing that you have ever eaten in your life?
I had a grandfather that grew up in Italy, and some of the things that he brought home, golly, man, bok choy comes to mind because I just don't like it.
Bok choy?
Yeah, but it's not really gross or anything. It's just like
nasty tasting.
It's just nasty.
What about you, Farmer?
It's just a stupid answer, but
probably the worst thing I've ever ate. We got a batch of spoiled oysters.
Ooh, it causes the dysentery.
Yeah, it caused a bunch of stuff.
It caused a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna get Ryan to answer this, but I gotta take a little bit to answer Walton Doyle's Arby's beef and cheddar. Are you kidding me?
Oh, those are delicious.
Listen, that right there probably caused more weight gain in me than anything that I have actually ever eaten. That with that horsey sauce on that stuff, man, clears your nostrils and all that. How can you not like? Ryan is going to say a booger. I don't. God, this show's gone to shit. What about you? What's the worst thing you've ever eaten, Ryan?
I've had a lot of, I've ate a lot of bad things, but I would probably say the one that sticks out in my mind, and somebody's probably going to be like, "What? You crazy?" Is a raw rutabaga. But
that takes me. I'm surprised about that. Is his comment?
The taste of a raw rutabaga is just like.
Why would you eat a raw
I'd
rutabaga?
say it's pretty stout.
Take a fresh onion and multiply it by like 40, and then give it an earthy taste on top of that.
So nothing like an onion.
Nothing like an onion,
but got that twang.
But rutabagas grow in the ground.
Yes, they do.
So, and that's one of the reasons why you gotta cook rutabagas.
That makes sense.
And
why the hell are you eating it raw?
I take my answer back. I want caviar.
I just
caviar.
tried it.
That-
You
They're
just
like
tried
nasty.
it.
You know,
Chitlins cooked wrong in kimchi. I can agree with that.
What the fuck is a root?
pickled deer liver. Now that I just thought about something.
Whoa, okay, that's interesting. Pickled deer liver.
Pickled deer liver.
Pickled
Was
deer
not good.
liver.
I love liver.
Yeah, I just that we had heart and liver.
Yeah.
And the liver was probably much worse. The heart was delicious, actually.
And the deer liver was bad.
Yeah, it was just it's liver.
I
mean, it's the
Chitlins, okay, so we got that thing. Worst thing I've eaten is Mexican candy ice cream, mango flavor with all the spices on it. I guess that would be pretty weird as well. Oh, that's a picture of a rutabaga right there.
Yeah.
Is that waxy looking thing?
Yeah.
A rutabaga, I did not know.
But it's crunchy.
Is it crunchy?
Oh yeah, it's crunchy.
Pinkston is, we can't, listen, Pinkston can't comment on anything. We know where he's been. I mean, I'm always scared to order from him. I don't know if I'm gonna catch something. So, I'm just kidding. Actually, I need to place an order with you real quick for those Sugar Hill baits that we do carry at fishnorthgeorgia.com. Some of the best daggum
At the
underspins on the
140
market
market.
right there at the 140 market. I am getting good at this after a while. I'm gonna start name dropping. I have not eaten it, but my business partner Josh in Japan ate raw horse and chicken, and he actually said it was delicious. Raw horse and raw chicken.
You
Or Wilbur.
Y'all need
And
to
I'm not making fun of Japanese people.
Y'all
I'm not
need to
saying
come up
Jap or
here.
anything.
Y'all need
I
to
just-
come up here one day and when Josh is here and just say, "Tell me about the horse eating story." So he could go into this big old long spiel about it because he has this very colorful story of eating raw horse.
Eating a raw horse, but the horse is fed a special diet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he shows a picture, and it is like an orange-colored meat on this horse. And here's a slab, and here's this chicken. Like, I mean, they just cut that crap right off the chicken. Like, I mean, just plucked it, cut it, put it on a plate, and he ate it. So
obviously he survived.
he did survive, but he said it was great. Raw horse, and he survived.
Some
Yeah.
of the weirdness that could be a side effect.
Josh is weird, and if you're watching, Josh, I love you like a brother. You know I do. You're one of my best friends. But my gosh, I mean, if you take the crazy
Different
beer,
sort of cat.
if you take the crazy beer he drinks, but he has traveled all over the world doing his film work. So you get into certain places and you eat the food that's customary to that place. So I would say for me it's raccoon.
Okay.
But did you know that in Alabama, and I'm not making fun, gosh, Barday, if you're still watching, I know you love Alabama football, and I'm not making fun of people in Alabama, by no means. But an actual Thanksgiving tradition in Alabama is is eating raccoon. I did not
Poor
know
man's
that.
turkey.
Actually, if you ask Bo Jackson, if any of you got, everybody knows who Bo Jackson is.
I knew both.
Yeah, Bo knows. Bo knows. But if you follow Bo Jackson and he tell you about the traditions of his family growing up and all that, and he does it still to this day. Man got more money than we all got together. Thanksgiving, they still go out, they shoot a raccoon, and they eat a raccoon every year. So I guess it's all about how you prepare it. So right there. So
Maybe that's why you see less of them on the side of the road dead.
maybe so. Would you eat raccoon,
No,
even if it was like in a chili or something?
probably not.
Why? What about you, Farmer?
No.
We never got to your resolution because we got off on this food tangent and all that
I
right
eat
there.
just about anything in chili.
I'd probably.
Yeah, because I mean,
I'd
chili
probably,
is like you could eat a human being
Tell
in
me
chili.
what it
So many
was
spices.
Yeah,
in there,
you could
it'll
eat
get rid of
human in
any
chili
bad
and you wouldn't know
taste.
it.
I've eaten just about any kind of critter that rolls around up here.
Critter, I know where. Yeah, I like that critter. Critter.
Oh, I mean, my grandmother or my great grandmother before she passed away, she ate scrambled eggs and squirrel brains for every breakfast.
Squirrel brains. That's something we need to eat. I can go.
How many does it take to have a meal worth of?
No, she just put like one or two of them. In
Hey,
there
would you
with
pull
it
up
and
the?
scrambled it
Would
up
you
with 'em.
pull up to Neil's comment? Psychedelic mushrooms and tequila.
Oof.
Do without the tequila.
I can't. Hey, interesting factoid right here, and now you guys can go verify this, and it's not a TikTok thing, but of all the alcohols out there, tequila is one of the only ones that is not a sedative. It actually will get you wired up until a certain point.
Crown Royal does that to me.
Yeah, tequila. That's why I always say tequila makes you close. Tequila actually is, I don't know what they call it. It's not a sedative, but what's the opposite of a sedative? A stimulant. There you go. Tequila is actually a stimulant until you get so just boom junk, like that but Crown Royal is a very good one itself. I like that. It came back Smurf Blue. Danny, if you eat squirrel brains, you'll really be craving Pinkston's nuts. Harmon's really caught up on Pinkston's nuts.
He loves him.
He loves
I have never heard anybody
He nut goblin.
nut goblin.
Yeah.
So
Nut
from
goblin.
now on, we're not
Nut
going to call him. We're not going to call him the Drop Shot Jedi. He is now known as the Nut Goblin.
He's the nut goblin.
So Harmon, we love you. You're one of our most favorite people on here. But I'm going to address you now as the Nut Goblin.
The nut goblin.
The Nut Goblin. And there's a reason why Pinkston walks around with a smile on his face everywhere he grows, because you are goblin. Oh my goodness, Nut Goblin though, that suits Harmon, don't it? There's a reason why we can't put this stuff on Spotify and iTunes anymore, because people up north that would actually listen to this are like, what the hell are they talking about? Drop Shot
Goblin
Jedi.
goblin. No.
What did he put?
He's just digging a hole.
I love Steve's nuts, Goblin Boblin. I don't know how you get clients. That's all I got to say. Bill Holcomb Scrapple. I've actually eaten Scrapple. It's not half bad. You ever eaten Scrapple?
I don't even know what Scrapple is.
Scrapple is where they take parts of it. I've actually seen it where it's kind of like head cheese on a hog. You basically boil down like a pig's head. And so you get all the ligaments and everything in there. But I think true Scrapple, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, is they actually make a loaf out of it. It's a kind of a northern thing like that. And then they'll slice it up, put some maple syrup on it. But it's, I've seen it eaten that way. But actually it is like all the stuff on a pig that's left after you actually take the meat off a pig. But I actually bought some one time, and it does not taste bad except for you'll take a bite of it, you'll get one of them ligaments. It gets kind of really like gristle, like eating Chinese food. And you go to a cheap Chinese restaurant, you order the Mongolian beef, and about 2 bites in, you're like, my gosh, what am I eating? That's Scrapple. It's leftovers from all the rest of the meat. So right there. So Steve Pinkston has offered Harmon a pro staff available for his nut lovers right there. So definitely. What would we do over the course of the year if we couldn't talk about Pinkston's nuts and how much Harmon loves them? Souse meat, that's a good one. Scrapple sucks, makes Spam taste like a fillet.
Sauce.
How about Spam? I love Spam. Any of you guys Spam fans?
I mean, when we ate the hog brain, what was the first thing out of my mouth? Tastes like
Tastes
spam.
like
Spam. I thought it tastes like potted meat. So
Or potted meat, yeah, it tastes
I
like
don't
potted
hunt
meat.
wants to get back to being serious here, which is really hard on our show at times. Resolution to become a co-angler and surround myself with better anglers. That's actually a very good.
Productive.
It is productive if
Very
you want to. That's not a world I want to live in right there. I love treat too. If you want to jump in and you want to get into the big bass and you fish a lot of tournaments like that,
What series are you fishing this year, Sal?
what are you doing here?
I don't have the time to fish the BFLs. Those guys, they fish all week long, and they put a lot of time into it. But I got an opportunity to fish the Skeeter, and I think I'm going to look into that a little bit more.
Do you own a Skeeter?
I do not. I'm going to actually team up with a guy that does.
Okay.
But again, I'm about 75-25 sure that I'm going to do that because they fish on Sundays.
Yeah.
And it just so my club trail and the Skeeter just are going to combine pretty well.
That's pretty cool. There you go.
See what happens.
Dane, in Hawaii, you can get Spam with your big breakfast at McDonald's. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, Spam is one of the official foods of the people of Hawaii.
Club
Yep.
reunion.
Lost Mountain Bassmasters.
Lost Mountain Bassmasters. Okay. There you go. And for any of you guys that say Spam is nasty, I'm telling you, there's a gas station right up here above the thing. The woman makes a Spam egg and cheese biscuit every morning. That is one of the best. Is it not right, Farmer?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm on a diet. I'm not eating bread right now. But I'm telling you, that is one of the best biscuits you will ever put in your mouth is a
We're not
Spam egg
talking
and
about
cheese.
stuff that tastes good. You said venison sausage.
Venison sausage is amazing, though.
Yeah.
I got a freezer full of it. It's very good like that. So, but I'm still curious as to the pickled deer liver, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't like it.
I did not-
An ethnic thing? Is
No.
That like a Midwestern or?
No. It was we were at hunting camp And there's plenty of deer heart and deer liver around. And my father, my brother used to pickle
Kind
it.
of like the pickled pig's feet.
It's kind of set up, and that's actually a ham hock, or the pork.
Right, yeah.
I've had those. Those look pretty gnarly, but they're delicious.
Yeah, they're absolutely great.
Yeah.
You like pickled eggs?
Oh yeah.
I love
Yeah.
pickled eggs. How about you, Ryan? You don't like the pickled eggs, Farmer?
I love pickled eggs.
You don't like pickled quail eggs?
I don't even like deviled eggs.
Are you sure you're
I
from the
think
South?
Beasley just lost all his respect for you, right?
You don't like deviled eggs.
Got some opinions.
Are you
You wanna know
even
what I
from
don't
the
drink?
Southern Hemisphere?
What do you not drink?
Since it's New Year's, since it's the end of the year and it's the last episode, you know what I do not drink?
This is the last episode of the year. What do you do not drink?
I do not drink sweet tea.
Oh God.
Well, we're gonna have to delete this episode.
Don't
now.
like it.
You do not like sweet tea.
I don't like the taste of the tea. I've never had. I just never have liked the taste of tea.
Beasley's heartbroken.
Throw him off the show. Look at that beer. I tell you what.
See, I ain't the only one,
You don't like sweet tea?
dude. It's to me. I've tried to drink it, and it's just like nah. I don't have water.
Okay, that's interesting. We have to remove Ryan.
Well, you're not gonna have to sign so many autographs now.
I'm not going to kick him off the show of the fact that he don't like deviled eggs and sweet tea. However, I do find that disturbing
Why?
because you're Southern. You're supposed. Let me ask you this: do y'all eat them daggum pears with mayonnaise and cheese on top? What is that called? Pear salad? Have you ever had it?
I hate mayonnaise, so
You hate mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise. I can't stand.
You
it.
hate mayonnaise.
I've never ate potato salad a day in my life.
Oh my God, Ryan!
Dude, you want me to blow your mind? I'll blow your
You're
mind.
blowing it right now.
I got a lot of those stuff I don't eat.
What do you not eat? I know this has got nothing to do
I
with our
don't like raw
conversation.
tomatoes. I
Okay.
refuse to eat them.
Okay.
I won't eat. The only time I'll ever eat lettuce is on a taco. I will not eat lettuce on a burger or a sandwich.
Okay.
or
I mean, I
anything.
can understand that.
But I mean that blows people's minds. I don't like raw onion, but I will eat like grilled onions
Right?
or like
Pull,
blooming onion.
pull Ryan's Southern card.
You can
Dude,
pull-
I can eat
mean, you
mayonnaise
can-
straight out of
you
the
can-
thing by a spoonful, man.
I'm licking the knife and the spoon when I'm
Absolutely.
done spreading it out of
I can
sandwich
pick
or
up.
something.
I can pick up a stick of butter and eat it like it's a snack.
Got to be Hellman's though.
Oh
or
my
Duke's.
God, Duke's okay.
Duke's,
Hellman's
yeah.
I ain't crazy about. I'm a blue plate Duke's guy. I like them too. I ain't crazy about Hellman's. You do not like raw onions? I can eat onion like an apple.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-mm.
These are interesting things that I'm finding out about you.
I
That
told you there's a lot of things you'll learn about me if you ask questions.
well, we might get into the kind of where Harmon and Pinkston are going. I don't want to ask too many questions
Nah,
right there.
I don't steer that shit.
Anyone
that
else
way.
like poke salad and scrambled eggs with hot sauce? Yes. I give you a yes right there. Jeremiah does not like mayonnaise, pickles, artichokes, Brussels sprouts, and the like are from the devil himself.
Oh, you're so wrong.
You know what though? Here's a funny thing though.
Oh, you know what else is gross?
What?
Green bean casserole.
No, I like green bean casserole. What the hell's wrong with you?
what is wrong with
Green
you?
bean casserole's gross.
I love Eric Thurman. My resolution is more vacations. Hell, son, every time I see you post you're on vacation, you're down in Port St. Joe, or I'm kind of wondering if you've retired and got a job anymore.
Sugar mama.
Sugar mama, there you go. There you go. I understand it. We love her, absolutely. I guess you love her more. I understand that. I do eat poke salad, but I love all things pickled except pickles. I'm not a pickle fan.
Wow.
But you can pickle. There's a fat guy on YouTube.
I'm not gonna judge you.
I know I ain't judging you two. I love you anyway, even though you got some strange eating habits. You like the hell out of hot wings and stuff like that. You'll daggum chew some hot wings from IGA.
I like chicken.
You like chicken. You like chicken. But I'll eat pickled hot dogs, pickled pig's feet, pickled eggs, pickled anything. But I ain't crazy about pickles.
What about pickled juice for cramps?
I have drank that because my father-in-law did that. And at first I thought it was disgusting, but it actually works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it works. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of the blasphemy, Doug Phillips, that's right. James Harmon, oh Danny, I know you like pickles. You must have me confused with Pinkston. I'm not a pickle guy. I love collards. There's nothing wrong with good collards. I'm gonna eat them this weekend too. But there's a thing, if you get COVID, you lose your smell.
Mm-hmm.
I have lost my smell. I have not been able to smell since July, which is not really a bad. I haven't smelled. I can't smell nothing since July.
Put chow
But
chow on them.
really, I have no smell.
Chow chow
But it's
is
not a
the
bad
disgusting
thing because
thing
you
I've
go
ever
in the
smelled in my
bathroom
life.
behind Ryan and Josh here, and I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got to wait that 30-minute wait time. I just go right in after them, so it doesn't bother me at all. But my wife saw this thing on TikTok that's going around where if you take and you burn orange peel and mix it with brown sugar and eat it, people are saying that will bring your sense of smell back. So last night my wife did that, and that was the nastiest crap. I mean, it's like just fiber and brown sugar. She made me eat that, thinking that my smell was going to come back because TikTok, where she gets all her information from these days, all her news and everything is the TikTok world.
They get that from Brett Matthews.
Brett, yeah, we watch Brett like that. But I will say this, that pickle juice and mustard both will get rid of cramps. Absolutely it will because, it is. So I'm surprised Danny doesn't like pickles either. You could just about fry a steel-toe boot and he'd eat it. Listen, I'll eat anything, but that doesn't mean I like it.
What about the pickles on a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich with no pickles.
No pickles?
Listen, though, can I be honest? And I know this is blasphemy, but we actually did a show where I took a Chick-fil-A sandwich and the Popeyes chicken sandwich and compared them, and I like the Popeyes better.
Popeyes is way better.
I know Chick-fil-A is God's chicken,
That's the Lord's chicken.
and I love the Lord. But I don't think Chick-fil-A is near as good as everybody else.
Chick-fil-A is not as good as everybody makes it out to
I
be.
think Zaxby's is better.
And I will openly say that because there are probably like 0 women potentially watching tonight.
Every woman, every
woman-
soccer mom in the
Every
world likes
woman
Chick-fil-A.
thinks Chick-fil-A is like God's gift to
And their biscuits aren't really that good either.
their biscuits used to be great.
What's
No,
the deal
not
with your
anymore.
biscuits, Beasley?
Why do they
Beasley,
fall off the face of the earth?
what's the
for?
deal with Chick-fil-A's biscuits now? They suck.
I don't know. I don't work mornings.
You don't work mornings. You're only the night guy, but you soak your
He's at school.
you soak.
He's at school.
I'm at
He said I'm at
school.
school.
But you soak your chicken in pickle juice, correct? Am I wrong? Am I right or wrong? I think
No,
Chick-fil-A,
we do not.
It's fried in peanut oil.
but I think it's brined in chicken wherever
Maybe.
it's brined in chicken before you, and pickle juice.
I'll spill the beans.
I think
listen,
McDonald's has got a better
listen.
chicken
I'll
sandwich
spill the
than
beans.
Chick-fil-A.
I will spill the beans. I'm about to ruin all of y'all's Chick-fil-A experience right now. I'm about to ruin it. My wife designs the labels for Pilgrims. Pilgrims is the
Okay,
supplier.
hold on a second. My
What?
wife must actually be watching this.
Well,
I just wanted you to eat it. Tatum and I were dying laughing. I'm watching Ryan, Chick-fil-A all the way.
so listen, I'm about to change your mind about Chick-fil-A. So my wife, Pilgrims is a supplier for the chicken for Chick-fil-A.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the label that goes on the box that goes from the chicken place in Pilgrims that goes to Chick-fil-A's all across the country. The definition of the label of it is chicken rib meat.
So it's not real chicken
It's
breast.
not real chicken breast.
How dare you, Beasley? You guys do not serve pure chicken
It is.
breast.
It says on there on the label. It says Pilgrims America, and it says chicken with rib meat. And you open the box up, it's the breast. It's the
Well, yeah,
patty.
that's what the ribs are what the
But they fuse them together.
You had no idea we weren't going to talk fishing tonight. We ended up talking about.
I mean, it's a resolution show.
It is a
wasn't
resolution show. I think.
fishing show.
Listen, my family likes Chick-fil-A so much that it disgusts me.
Yeah.
It's North Georgia's new
Eat North Georgia.
Heat North
Eat
Georgia.
North Georgia,
Have you
which
had,
is what Pinkston's done.
Have you had a Popeye sandwich or Popeye's chicken that was rubbery?
Yeah,
Every time I go there, it seems like I get a rubbery piece of chicken.
yeah, but I like that. I like that crispy stuff they put
Do
on
ya?
that. I said, yeah.
Okay.
I still would rather have Zaxby's more than anything. You give me that kicking chicken right there, and I tell them to double up on the sauce and the ranch, and that crap's all over the place. Absolutely, but I can't eat it on my diet. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Y'all will eat pig's feet, but not a little chicken rib meat. No. I didn't say I would not eat the rib meat.
No, I didn't
do.
say I wasn't eat it either. I was just saying that some people. I've heard people say it's a chicken breast on the Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's about 4 or 5 different
Look at
pieces of
Pinkston,
chicken
South,
put
East, and
together.
West too, Danny. One of these days, we're going to do an adult swim. We're going to make sure we don't go on to like 12 o'clock at night, midnight. We're going to bring Pinkston on.
And that's when I'll name drop the girl.
There we go.
Oh!
There we go.
Guys, listen.
I just need to just sneak in a live show at like.
I have found out my wife is watching, and we're 2 hours in. I'm not naming nothing. No, I'm not doing that. No way in the world. How about this? Has any of y'all ate the McRib?
Never.
Nah, not recently.
Do we draw the line at the McRib?
Ever since I saw the episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes into the Krusty Burger and eats the McRibs, and watching him like eating those things, and I'm like, oh my god! And then it shows the commercial where they're like stamping those pieces of rib meat out at Krusty's factory, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll never try one.
Every freaking McRib.
You know what I'm talking about, too.
They look exactly
I'm
the
the
same.
Krusty's and get a Krusty rib
Lipstick eats the
sandwich.
McRib, and I don't doubt that. That might be why you stick your tongue out everywhere that you daggum go when you catch a fish. That's what happens. It puts something parasite in your brain or anything like that. So
I am learning a lot on this show tonight, though. I'll tell you what, this is definitely one of the most.
Right?
Yeah, it's very educational.
But I will say that I have never, in 2 years that we've been doing this, I've never had nobody take my words out of. I mean, make me speechless until you tonight.
Well,
That's a good thing. I mean, that's a thing in and of itself. You can say, hey, I actually made Danny Pruitt shut up.
Sal Pinto, everyone. Give him
Sal
that.
You're welcome. He actually made Danny Pruitt shut up because I did not know what to say with that right there. So, all right. So, final word because we're about. Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. But I
Go
guarantee-
smash that subscribe button. Go
Yeah,
follow
I
him.
guarantee you.
Right.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, Big Earl like that.
All of a
So,
sudden we're Australian. Apparently.
yeah, I don't even know where the hell this is.
Like
Going.
a
But let's do this.
Like and subscribe.
All right.
Like
So listen, we're
Instagram.
hey, do the Mike Iaconelli screen for me one time.
What?
Do the Mike Iaconelli before we go.
Oh, he's,
You like Mike Iaconelli? I don't. I think he's.
everything's a big one, and it's my only
All right,
problem
so
with
here's
him.
what we're gonna
I've
do.
met him twice. I've met him twice.
Now look
Was
at-
super nice guy. I mean, but he's
His
in public and that
Northeasterner
kind of thing.
came
But
out there for a
everything's a
second.
big one.
Mike
Everything.
Iaconelli.
All right, so listen, you're Mike Iaconelli.
Mike-
You just
Mike
caught a
Iaconelli.
2-pounder.
No, okay, I got one. It's getting over
He's
the
got
boat.
one coming. Here we go.
This is my bass. This is my bass because he's reaching over the side of the boat. He's like, come here, come here. It's a 2-pounder!
Is that not right?
That's it. And then sometimes he's like,
Oh my God, I'm about to die. I'm about to swallow that my dick. You're gonna make me puke. That is the.
That was
That,
awesome.
is that not Mike Iaconelli?
that is him.
Oh my God.
That is him.
Rest in peace, all y'all speakers. Look at it. We lost like 10 people. You done scared the hell out of me. We were watching Mike Iaconelli videos before all you guys got here, and he started screaming. I said, "There's no way I'm not going to make you do that on the show tonight because that is so absolutely perfect." So, all right. So anyway, we're a little over 2 hours and all that, and we're getting ready for the holiday. Final resolutions from every one of you. Sal, you're the guest of honor. What's your final resolution for 2022? Got to think about it.
You know, I have 2 grandbabies and I got one more on the way.
Oh my God, you're that old.
oh, really?
I
You
just
look
turned
young,
50.
dude.
I just turned 50.
I'll be 50 in March. I don't
Yeah.
want grandbabiys.
Yeah,
How is it like being a grandpa?
it is the best thing ever.
Well, I mean,
Ate till the Alabama game.
It is the best thing ever. So be a better pop.
be a better
You know,
papa.
take-
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a
You
good
old
one.
enough to go fishing yet?
I've had my grandson Noah on the boat from the time he was 3, and let me tell you, I had him out in Linear in the summer with caked on sunscreen and whatever else. He was out there for 9 hours
Right?
and never complained.
That's awesome.
It was unbelievable. Now, his mom and my wife were not happy that he was out there for 9 hours. We had plenty of water. We had plenty of
You
snacks.
took care of it.
We took care of it.
You got to
And-
get Gil to give you some 3-year-old size sun.
What's up, Harmon?
We
You
got
did
it.
good.
We got it. But, yeah.
That's awesome. Be very good. Now, Farmer, I don't even know if you actually got your first resolution in, but in the show, what about your most important resolution of the year? Other than not be so whipped.
And get a new job.
And yeah.
Let's see.
And to win a tournament.
Oh.
I threw that in because I love you. You did give me a hell of a, and I want to say thank you very much for the Christmas present.
Yeah,
I'd have
thanks.
slapped you right across the
Appreciate
head.
it. Or slap you
he
too.
came in bearing gifts today.
Came in there, opened up that envelope,
Got us
and I was
some
like, "Go!"
Got some Bass Pro Shop gift cards and stuff like that.
To a bait shop.
It's a real
To a
wicked
bait
fish.
shop.
Yeah, I brought.
Listen,
I brought
hey,
that.
listen. I don't discriminate. Hell, he could brought me a Hammonds when I'd go spend the money in Hammonds. I don't care. We're all supporting
I
the little
would
guys.
too.
All right. So anyway, what is it?
Probably spend more time with my family.
Well, that's because you need to. That's because you need to. That's
Spend
a
more
good
time
one.
with my.
If your
5-year
wife watches that, you really nailed it, and so you
Yeah.
did the politically correct thing. All right, good man, but your wife ain't watching. Now, what's your big resolution for 2022?
By the end of 2022, I want to make a trip over to Texas and fish in one of those lakes,
Let's go.
We
like
can
Lake
make-
Fork or
Let's go.
Let's make it happen. We can make that happen. All right, Ryan
Road trip.
and Paul. You got to have one to jump in here. Beasley, you can too if you want one.
The past couple years, it's been like can't seem to scratch it. But we're gonna win. Me and Bronson are gonna win the points. Try to win the points. in the
Claremont Club?
Club.
That's a good one.
Because we're
always there. You
we're
just can't
always
break
there,
it.
but we can't break it. We can't get those extra bit to win.
I got
So,
you. I got you. Paul, jump in on Ryan.
Jump in on mine.
Beasley, jump in on Farmers. real quick. I'm gonna give-
year.
I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you two because we love you. We're gonna give you guys a thing.
So I'll run through them real quick. Bass Slam,
We're gonna do that.
20-inch brown trout,
Oh shit!
20-pound striper,
Dang.
and redfish. I've never caught a redfish. This year's the year.
Oh,
I have
that's
done
cool.
that. I have caught the redfish.
This year's the year. I'm gonna make it happen.
We're gonna do the slam. All right, Beasley, you.
I'm just gonna get out there and I'm gonna fish how I like to. I'm just gonna go out there and just kind of just
Give us
really?
you got something personal, man? Like
really.
How about a
you
how
gotta
about a
take
girl?
SATs or something? You
How
trying
about
to
a
get
girl?
a 1300? Like
No. How about a
I
girl?
don't need good grades.
No
What
need
about
no
a
schooling.
girl in 2022?
The 6-pound spots probably.
Look,
Okay.
man, you're gonna have
Okay,
senior
okay,
prom
okay.
coming up next year. We're gonna need to find you a date.
That's fine.
We've got to get Beasley in 20. I hope Beasley's mom and dad ain't watching, nor my pastor. But in 2022, Beasley's got to get him some.
Oh my
You take your fishing way too
Beasley's-
serious. So
Beasley's
I
prom date will be
like to take
taking
it seriously.
applications.
I
enjoy
understand
it.
that. I
I'm gonna
understand
fish
that.
how I
Eric
enjoy
is
it.
going to wear loose shorts. Thank you.
Nope.
That's a hell of a resolution.
Nobody,
Damn right.
nobody
Not
needs to be
happening.
able to take your pulse from across the table. That's all I'm going to say. All right, because I know right now you're 129/70. I can see your blood pressure, and you're beating at about 69 beats per minute. So,
65 beats.
Why's it got to be
I,
69?
there you go. So
It just came out.
it just came out. So, guys, listen. Mine is to continue Fish North Georgia, the Livewell, the success we're having, but we're growing our family. We're expanding it. And again, for the last few guys that are watching and those, excuse my shiny forehead, I can't grow hair no more. But again, we cannot do anything that we do without you guys watching and contributing on Fish North Georgia. Fish North Georgia is not a store. It is not a couple of guys. It is a group of all of you guys, and we have a lot of fun doing what we're doing. And the best thing about this job, and I wish I'd have done it 20 years ago, is the people we get to meet, like Paul, and Sal and Beasley and Farmer, and Ryan works with us. But 2021 has been
Right when I waved,
a
too.
and Ryan, but it's been a hell of a year for us. And we started off as a little bitty online store, and my gosh, we've grown exponentially in not only the store and the sales, but the family and the friends that we have. So 2022, we want to continue the growth. We want to make everything good. But again, back to you guys. We have a lot of fun on this show. You guys tell everybody about us. Help us make it grow. But again, the best thing to do is read your comments. And again, we got Jimbo's show coming up and the Noe Outdoors. You guys come see us, because what you see here, I think Paul will say, all these guys, Sal don't come up as much as he needs to. You need to come up more often. But
Come back
I
when you can
understand
talk fishing, Sal.
when you can talk fishing. We
I'm
definitely
in.
need. I mean, hell, that's what you get. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, what you see on this show is what you get in the store. We don't change, and we don't just put this on for 2 hours, but we have a lot of fun. We enjoy life. We enjoy talking to you guys. And we'll get the True Grit tackle shirts up on the website and stuff like that. But again, this weekend, listen, you guys go have fun. The True Grit, yeah, come over and get on
Ain't
camera.
bragging, just swagging.
Come over here and swag.
Yeah,
a little bit.
take Beasley's seat.
Come over here. We can get a picture of you with the swag on. I don't know which hell, I can't run the cameras. I don't know. Sal has a bad taste in his mouth, literally. Listen,
There you go, sir.
Sal surprised me tonight. Get in there and show everybody
They're
this.
like swimwear.
Look at this. Look at this. Now, this is what we call a schmedium on this big boy. It's the side that we have a schmedium.
Extra medium.
We got these T-shirts. We got Fish North Georgia T-shirts. We got long sleeve T-shirts. We've got the hoodies, which I tell you what, we've sold so many of the camo hoodies. It's pathetic, and I like it.
That
but
camo hoodie is the one.
it is sweet. It is sweet.
That is the one.
But listen, because this is the last show of the year, I get to do this. Honestly, without you guys and your support, we're just, we're still a couple yahoos doing this. But you guys are part of our family. We do not lie about it. Each and every person that comes in our store is important to us. Act like you own the place when you come in. Farmer and them will all tell you. You walk in, we let them do whatever they want to do. It's for everybody. So it is. Well, I mean, with a little, you can't rob me blind, but let me know, Temples, what you're talking about, what you tried to order and you didn't have any luck. So Doug Phillips, Sal knows a girl.
Believe it or not, I'm married.
I'll tell you, he knows it. Yeah,
Well,
he
that's
knows
at least
another
one.
girl.
Yeah,
So
that's at least
he
one.
knows another one, but.
And it wasn't her.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's make that correction. The bad taste is
Well,
not
obviously.
is
Yeah.
what he's married to.
you
So,
know.
but again, guys, listen, I mean, we have a lot of fun on this show. It's always fun here on Thursday nights. And again, we thank each and every one of you for helping us make Fish North Georgia what it is and what it's going to be. We're going to get that slam stuff. We'll get these contests. Let's make sure we do it this year, Paul. Paul stays on my ass about
We'll make
the
it
social
happen,
media.
Captain.
You actually stay on my butt. You do. Paul is basically my boss. Hey, we got to do this, we got to do that, and Paul is right.
I think
so
I'm flattered.
you should be flattered. It is a compliment. But again, hey, Dane, you talking about that? We love supporting the ABA 125, the 35. We're going to do the Georgia Kayak Fishing League, stuff like that. All you guys, the Electric Elite and stuff like that. It makes getting out of bed and coming
Georgia
to work.
Kayak Fishing League.
Georgia Kayak Fishing.
Georgia Kayak
That's
Fishing League.
exactly right. It
high
makes
school.
getting out in high school.
GHSF.
Yeah, and listen, we got
Hey,
a
we
True
got
Grit
the
Pro
list.
staff to scroll and all that, but it actually makes getting out of work and coming to the store very easy. And I wish I'd have done this 20 years ago. But again, thank every one of you for what you do, for joining in, for your comments. You guys are funny as hell, and we enjoy it. A lot of you guys are very smart. You give a lot of information to help guys out, and it makes this show a lot easier to do. Nobody wants to hear me talk for 2 hours, but our great guests and our great fan base that actually sit there and watch it. The hours tomorrow, I'm going to be here at 8. If ain't a lot of people, or if people ain't here and it ain't coming in, I'm going to close this place up about 3 o'clock. I'm going to go home and watch the football game. If I got people coming in, I'm going to throw the football game up on the big screen upstairs, and we'll watch it till about 5. But it just depends. I would recommend coming early if I was you. I would just recommend coming early. But anyway, guys, we'll be back next Thursday. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know who's going to be on yet, but we will always make sure we take care of you guys. It will be a bass-related episode. Guys, be safe this weekend. Y'all go out, you have your fun, do that, but honestly, be safe. And I will go ahead and say this. I know there ain't that many people watching, but if you watch it tomorrow, if you get out in a party and you get a little hairy and you don't want to call a cab, 678-283-6700. I'll come get you myself. I don't want to see any guys that we love and all that get
I'm
hurt.
just south of Dawsonville. That goes for me too.
Yeah,
Just
I'll come get you. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll do that. I
Be
don't want to
safe.
see anybody that we love and that we talk to every day get hurt. So, again, my number is 678-283-6700. Don't be calling me up in the middle of the night with prank jokes, but if you got a problem, we're always there, like that. So, you guys have a great New Year's. We'll see you in 2022. If you're not doing anything tomorrow, come see us here at the store at Fish North Georgia. Sal, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Paul,
much.
for all you do. Jonathan, Beasley, Ryan, I love each and every one of
Happy
you guys.
New Year's, boys.
Happy New
Year.
Year's.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
We'll see you. Hey, we got them stickers too. You want some?
Yeah, I do.